You said I make you look short.
We may be live and we don't know it. It is for whatever reason lagging on this end, but it made it. Sweet. Now I'm going to have to cut out that beginning. Welcome, everybody, to From the Ground Up podcast. Thank you so much for being here for our post-Carpetfest episode. And before we get into all of that, Theportcitypythons.com, we have Reptile supplies, we have springtails, we have sphagnum moss, we have fun. Please check it out, Theportcitypythons.com, shirts as well. And that is really it, because we do not have to announce anything because Carpetfest happened. It happened for real. And we will tell you all about it with the names of the guilty changed out to protect their identities.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, we had a great time. I guess we should start off with the fact that we have with here Ryan Cox.
Yep, I'm here, guilty as charged.
And what was your name now? Because you just came up with a name.
Oh, I just came up with the name of Specialized Fauna.
There
so,
you go.
Getting that all set up with the page and all that stuff.
So, specializedfauna.com.
You're going to make a web page now.
Yeah, so Ryan keeps retics and leopard geckos.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he joined us for Carpetfest, and he's obviously stayed over. If you can't tell, he's not from Philadelphia.
What the heck?
That would be
what does that mean? Can't tell I'm not from Philadelphia. It's the camouflage, ain't it?
Yeah, I don't think that's it. But he came up from Kentucky. From can you say it?
I'm from Bullitt County, Kentucky.
Well, I wanted you to say Louisville, so I didn't have to say it.
Oh, Louisville?
There you go. So I didn't have to say it poorly. Louisville?
Louisville, it goes back and forth.
Yeah. I just don't. I feel weird when I have to put on an accent. I feel like I'm both. If I said the way you want me to say, Louisville, I feel like I have to put on a southern accent that I don't.
Well, I feel like it's kind of like when people say New Orleans or New Orleans. I would probably say Melissa over
it's
the edge.
Shivers down your spine, when you say New Orleans. So I should say Louisville.
Yeah, Louisville, or you can say Louisville, but somebody's gonna make fun of you.
Yeah, that makes sense. So you came up on Friday, right? You came in from the airport, but on Thursday we went to Reptile. If you guys don't know what Reptile is what started off as a private exhibit by Clyde Peeling and is now an AZA accredited facility who has Komodo dragons and cool stuff. It's not a giant place, but it was cool to see and hang out. We went up there with Rob Stone, who Rob was staying at Eric Burke's house, who Eric Burke is, if you guys don't know, Morelia Python Radio. If you are listening to the podcast right now, you probably know who he is in some form or fashion. So Eric Burke and Rob Stone of High Plains Herpetoculture. We drove up to Reptile and then met Tim Walton of Gecko Nation Radio. And I feel like this is really confusing for everyone. But yeah, just three of us went to go.
Oh, it was just three of y'all?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was a whole group of y'all the way Eric was talking.
I mean, it's kind of tough. It was a Thursday, so it's you had to not be working.
Yeah, you had to purposely take off work and had to get here Wednesday or something? Probably didn't even make it.
Yeah, if you're coming from out of town, because we left at 8 or 9 in the morning.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's about a 2-hour drive, but it was cool. And then that was kind of the beginning of our Carpetfest experience until that next morning I had to get up and clean all the snakes because you and Jake, of course, being from the Herpetoculture podcast.
Yeah, Jake. So he's awesome.
In order to prepare for you guys, I pretty much cleaned all day that day. And then, snakes proceeded to shit themselves anyway.
All right, it's snakes. You keep a bunch of corn snakes and king snakes and stuff, so they're going to just make a mess no matter what.
Yeah, they shit a little bit extra just for you.
Well, that's how they love it.
And then, and I had to feed them a couple of days before, so I kind of figured it was coming, but I hope you could tell that I at least changed.
I appreciate it. It was awesome. I appreciate it.
And I guess we'll get into when I showed you the snakes, as long as we talk about Friday first.
It is. We talk about Friday first. Oh, God.
So what did we? I picked you up from the airport. We went straight to Eric's.
Yeah, we went straight to Carpetfest and met up with all of them, and Riley was there, which was awesome because I love aggravating Riley.
And that's Riley Jimison, formerly of the podcast as well.
Yeah, Riley Jimison from old Riley's Reptiles.
Yeah, Riley came all the way from California.
Yeah,
sweet. I've never met
him. He left at like 6 a.m. and like didn't get there till like when I got there because when I landed at like 5, I texted him and I was like, "Hey, are you here?" And he's like, "I'm just getting picked up." I'm like, "Dang it, gonna."
Yeah, if we could just scoop you two at the same time, or because we were extremely late. Because of the cleaning, like I said, and then Melissa got out of work late or something, and somehow Ryan ended up being at the airport for like an extra hour and a half.
I wasn't that bad.
And for that, we apologize, but you got to read Ari's book.
I did read Ari's book again. That's one of my favorite books right there. It just, you can't be looking at the pictures and stuff in public because the mummies and skulls and like the tribal stuff, people are like, oh, snakes, he's weird. Tribal stuff, like this guy's a weirdo.
Cannibals,
cannibals stuff.
It's not like you were going to be sticking out in the airport at all.
Yeah, not at all.
So we ended up picking you up, and then you got a taste of a little bit. We didn't hit much traffic or anything.
No, there was like no traffic at all.
What did we do? We just hung out and barbecued at Eric's, and
yeah, we just hung out over there. We went in that snake room way too much this weekend.
Dude. It's hot as fuck, but it's fun just seeing. And Eric's collection is big enough to where I could basically see new things every time I was in there.
Yeah.
Because he'd be like, oh, yeah, ring pythons. Oh, yeah.
I didn't see the ring pythons. I wanted to so bad.
There you go. So you still miss stuff, even though.
I'm really crossed by that one.
Even though we were sweating our balls off for long periods of time in there.
I loved it, though. Eric and Owen are awesome for hosting that, letting everybody come together. I mean, it's super cool. If anybody is like, I don't know if I should go up there, they should just go on, get a hotel room, come up there, hang out Saturday. If you can, Friday night, if Eric ever does it again, I don't know. He might be like, y'all went too crazy on Friday.
Yeah, I'm almost too old to do 2 days in a row.
I felt worse Saturday morning than I did Sunday morning. I will tell you that now.
Yeah, I feel like some people picked up the slack for us on Saturdays. So.
Yeah, it's Carpetfest. You have to pick up the slack. It's Carpetfest.
And then, I mean, Friday, what was kind of like your favorite? Do you have a favorite animal that you haven't seen that Eric has?
That I haven't seen that Eric has? Well,
that you hadn't seen before. Eric
okay.
Showed you.
Well, I'm going to go on and say it now. I'm a humongous fan of Papuan pythons or Apodora. So just getting to see those for a second, because Rob Stone pulled some out and let Jake handle them for a little bit. That was cool. I didn't get to handle them any, but Jake did, and I think he loves them more than me. So that was like, I was hyped for him. But those were super cool. Erie and Jayas, because I'm going to be getting one of those soon. I was happy to see those in person.
Papuans, if you're into that. The other Papuan.
Yeah, well, why don't we just start calling them Western rat snakes then, if we're at this point?
Yeah, fuck it.
But they were super awesome. And I don't know. I just love checking out carpet pythons. Oh, they had this, this presence, this attitude. It's super cool. It's super, super cool.
And so Deadly Tarantula Girl, first of all, what's up? Thanks for hanging out. And second of all, she asked, what is Carpetfest? And we should have probably explained that at the beginning.
Yeah, we probably should have.
Carpetfest is, it was made by the guys from Morelia Python Radio, Eric Burke of EB Morelia, and Owen McIntyre of Rogue Reptiles. And it's basically just a gathering of people who keep and breed. It started off Morelia or carpet pythons, but now it's pretty much anyone who wants to hang out and talk snakes, talk whatever you want. Basically a big old reptile meetup that takes place pretty much at this point all over the world.
Yeah, I mean,
now it's the UK.
You got the UK going on, and of course all the Canadians that came in. Oh, well, okay, I can't say all of them. There was
all the Canadians.
All three of them. All three Canadians. But it was super fun. Again, anybody who wants to go and learn about Morelia or just hang out, and it's just a good gathering. I think it's a really good opportunity for anybody to get in there and meet, socialize, and you can learn a lot about not even snakes. I love listening to Garrett and all them talk about how they I guess you would call it marketing, I guess, in a sense, talking about how to get yourself out there, be a better person in the community, all that jazz. That was one of my favorite things I was listening to.
Yeah, because like Garrett Hartle and came in from Pittsburgh, and he came with Dave Kaufman.
Yeah.
And, these are kind of guys who are resources of knowledge and even different things than snakes. Dave, you can talk to him about YouTube
and editing and all that stuff like that.
Yeah.
And videos.
And then Garrett, obviously, the marketing side and all that stuff.
Yeah, Garrett. Yeah. That dude with all his marketing experience.
And it just comes, I don't know, you just get to meet a bunch of people. And it's not like, I don't know, it's not lame. It's like a barbecue and you drink and
don't
it's
lie,
not boring.
It's totally lame, but it's not boring at all. We're a bunch of lame.
It's lame if you put it on paper. Yeah, if you're like, oh, it's a meeting of people who breed Morelia.
Oh, yeah, it's like, oh. Here's this guy with a bunch of Erie and giant carpets and some citrus tigers. What the heck's a citrus tiger?
Right.
But I think Friday night was interesting because you got a little bit more time with people.
Yeah.
There wasn't like everybody's friends bumping into them. You could be like, hey, I'm so and so, you're so and so. One of them kind of deals. Friday night was fun, and we caused a ruckus here.
Okay, so Friday night, we ended up probably leaving there. I don't know what time
it was like 12 or something, wasn't it?
Probably a little bit past midnight, but we didn't drive home, let's say.
No.
And
we were not driving.
So Melissa drove us home, and we came up here. It was me and Ryan and Jake from the Herpeticulture podcast. And I don't
know why you thought us to show us a snake room at that time frame.
Well, it's because it was your first time over, and Jake was like, I just drove like 13 hours, but I still feel like I want to look at snakes, apparently. So, yeah, maybe not the best tour, maybe.
No, it was great. It was a really awesome tour. But you're not allowed to tell me, yeah, if he wants to get mussed or bit, now's your time to jump. And I was like, oh, Texas rat, let me handle you. And it exploded like a spring.
Yeah, it's just like all those snakes that I know aren't very handleable. I was like, here you go. Look at it. If you want to touch it, have fun. Just don't lose it. And you almost lost it.
It jumped. It straight up. It had like that was like a Dwight Howard vertical on that snake. That thing went flying through the air. We looked like.
So was it it was the leucistic?
Yes,
Texas
it was the
rat,
Lucy.
Right?
Yeah.
So the leucistic Texas rat is probably only like 14 inches long or so, maybe not even.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's that. It's churching it up.
And basically, as soon as you put your hand in there, it launched towards you.
I don't think it tried to bite me. It was just like I need to get away as fast. It did like the palmetto thing in your video where the palmetto like explodes out of the tub. That's what it did. But it was just like it was so little and so fast. As soon as I put my hand to catch it, it exploded again towards the tubs, and we almost lost it in the tubs.
And then somehow it just ended up in my hands, just going crazy.
Oh, I'm so sorry for that one.
And we got it. We did it, and no one got bit somehow. I don't know how that happened.
No, but I got bit today.
Oh, yeah.
The stupid king snake.
I was like, when did that happen? That was like an hour ago.
Yeah, like 30 minutes ago or something like that.
Yeah, it's going to happen with the king snakes. But what else did I show you? I just showed you pretty much everything. We showed you the pines and almost.
Yeah, you let Jake poke them and they get all hissed up, or you poke them.
Almost fell over the air mattress in the bedroom.
Oh,
it was
man.
Dangerous.
We should have not been doing that.
That's why we don't keep venomous reptiles. We're not responsible. Don't act to be. Don't pretend to be.
No, you couldn't give me a Wagglers and be like 6 beers in, but be like, oh, pretty, let me touch it. Yeah, no, I don't have any business with that stuff, and I don't think any of us do, especially brats. You don't even have business with a pine snake.
Brats was because he's starting to get into Pituophis and stuff like that, but
he was so pumped. You made his entire day letting him see the Louisiana pines.
Did I though?
Oh, dude, he was so pumped. That guy was jazzed.
But it was cool to see. I guess the eggs too are probably like my favorite part to show everyone.
They're humongous.
Just because they're weird looking.
They're humongous.
Yeah, they're just super long. They're like about the size of a $1 bill with weird length. And Justin's in the chat, and Justin is Jake's counterpart for the Herpeticulture podcast. And
Justin.
He was just trying to make sure Jake didn't die, I think.
Pretty much.
Yeah, which he didn't die.
He's all right. He was good.
Yeah, that's about it.
He was feeling good.
The next morning were you here? What did we do?
Saturday, we woke up.
Yeah, that's
we
pretty much it,
we were laid around and we with rags on our heads and tried to recover. Because I don't think we did anything. I don't think we did anything. I think we just kind of sat around and were lazy.
And then we went to Matt Minatola's.
We did go to Minatola's.
So Matt Minatola,
awesome.
Philly Herp, he obviously lives here in Philly. More towards Eric, so we just took a trip Saturday morning. And it's cool because there's just a bunch of, cool dudes who are there looking at the collection as well.
Matt was awesome. I mean, props to Matt for letting everybody. It's kind of like, he put it out there. He's like, hey, let me know if you're coming over. You're more than welcome to. And you took us over there, and he had a little tour then.
But he was like running groups of people.
Dude, he was like a little museum. It was awesome. he's like, oh, you guys came in so we can start the tour all over again, go back down to the snake room. We did get to play with Tanzania. I was really happy about Tanzania.
Yeah, so if no one knows, Matt has a pair of mandarins. He does have a green, but it is
he has 3 mandarins.
It's out on breeding loan, I believe. Oh yes.
He has the big one and then the 2 little ones. He's got I got to see an adult Malagasy tree boa, which is just awesome. And then because I was like, as a species up, I don't care if it takes too long. I'm like 55. I'm gonna give me some of those. And then the little ones, I was like, now I can see because they change a lot over time. They change a whole bunch.
Yeah, and that's just a super rare snake that you don't see very often, let alone we were able to see some like yearlings about, and I don't know if that's an adult, probably a bit younger than an adult.
Yeah, I'd say it's probably like 3.5. 4
Hell if I know, but it's just
like we know about boas.
Yeah. And he also has rough scale pythons.
That was cool. I got to pet it. I didn't hold it. Just Jake's holding it. I was like,
which is literally one of the rarest pythons in the world, legitimately.
Yeah. Oh God! But Matt was super awesome. I mean, I love seeing his collection.
And we were able to go through with I think you guys may have seen 2 tours.
Yeah, we got to hang out. Me and Jake were in twice because you were upstairs, and then Riley Jimison.
I was taking a nap. Yeah, you're acting like I was doing something. I was sleeping.
I was trying to church it up for you, okay? But I mean, Jimison showed up, and Matt was like, okay, yeah, you're perfect, Riley. Come on, let's go down. 3rd tour, but then that's the last one I'm done. And I mean, it was awesome. I mean, because when you were down there with Riley and Matt, I mean, they just were pulling out, siblings. They were looking across the board because Borneos are super variable. If anybody doesn't know anything about them or stuff like that, but they're crazy. And you can have a clutch of 6 Borneos and none of them will look even remotely close because they have no morphs or super polygenic. And Minatola was breaking them out left and right because he's like the master of short tails, and it was like just blows your mind. You're like, this one's got stripes, this one's blue, this looks like it's on fire. What's going on? They're all siblings.
And then you're like, how was it inherited? And then he's like, sit down, shut up. This is gonna take a while. I mean,
pretty much.
You really wanted to know.
Pretty much.
And then he had snakes hatching that day.
That was cool. Yeah, he did have some ocelots and some striped stuff hatching out.
And he also has just like random things like that's a Sri Lankan python. Right?
Yeah, the Sri Lankans, those are pretty cool.
Yeah, it was a super, super rare snake. Even like some boas,
yeah, he has some cool boas.
Brazilian.
The short tails, the Amarilli?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're cool.
Those were a lot cooler than I expected. Like, I didn't even know that it was a thing. That little, the younger one that he pulled out.
Like, oh, yeah, the one with that crazy, like, bald back looking deal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was super cool.
They're super, those are the ones. He likes it, just that variable stuff. He loves green trees like no other. No one will tell you. If you go to Manitoba, he's got green trees everywhere. They're all across top of his room.
Yeah, it's like lined with green tree pythons.
Yeah, they're all just doing the truffle shuffle with their little tail, just and you're like, what the hell?
Yeah, they're all caught alluring. And what like red blood morphs as well. Like Pixel was it cool?
He had Pixels, he had some T negs and T positives. He had a Batrix, which Batrixes are cool. Some golden eyes. I don't remember if he had a magpie or not. Those are pretty cool.
I don't even know what the what the differences are. I'm gonna be honest.
What, between Bloods and Short Tails?
No.
Oh, like the morphs.
No, I mean the Batrils and
the Batrils. Oh yeah, that's the new morph right there. The Batral morph.
That's why you can't get that close to Batral in a name.
I know, right? The Batrix.
But I think it's because it's Batik.
Yeah, it's Batik and Matrix.
With Matrix. Creative bastards, huh?
I know, they're like, just mash them together.
Respect to that was probably like David Tracy Parker who said that. So, who made that name?
Oh, hope not. I would feel like an ass.
Yeah, how uncreative, huh?
Oh, them people, really? That's like naming a scrub python after your wife.
Oh snap!
Ooh.
That's what. Unfortunately, I haven't seen in person a Halmahera scrub.
That's another one I want to see. I want to see a Halm really bad. I didn't see anybody's scrubs this weekend.
Eric has quite a few.
Yeah, I was looking at them through a tub, and I was like, "That's a scrub." And then Rob was like, "Yeah, that's a scrub."
It's crazy. They were all perched when I saw them.
Oh yeah. If people say those snakes aren't boreal, they're lying to your face. I'm telling you now.
And then even people who say they have Maclots, and I know Brandon's in the chat. He has Maclots, I believe, as well. And they're like perched up all the time. Not all the time, but they use it very often.
Yeah.
You give it to them. So that's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, that's like, I think a lot of the pythons we keep, that people are like, oh, they're not arboreal, though they're strictly terrestrial. I mean, I think if they give them the opportunity, they'll use it every now and then. I mean, I have my smaller Sulawesi retake male. He loves to perch up because I've got a cross in his cage at PVC. He'll perch up like an Amazon. He won't do the chondro thing, but he'll spread out across it, and because he has an overhead heat, and he'll soak it up like that.
I would be surprised in the wild if you saw one of those smaller, I guess, island species retakes. Like, what would you consider them exactly?
What, like the island spec?
Is there a generic name for all of them? Can I just call them super dwarfs?
You can call them super, because I mean, there's two species. Technically, there are three, I guess, but there's two of the smaller ones. There's Saputrii, which is like from Saliar Island and southern Sulawesi Islands. And then there's Jampianus, which is like the super dwarfs and the dwarfs. So it's like, but all those insular island forms.
And I mean, I can imagine it would be hard to find those like not in a cave on a ceiling, like eating bats and shit.
Snagging a bird out of the air every time it could.
Yeah, like they want to. And I know that they have a like propensity to push and stuff on their enclosure.
Yeah, they want to go
very
up.
active.
They want to go up nonstop. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's like maybe we should facilitate that.
Maybe a 12-inch cage is not enough. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, how dare I say that maybe like a shoebox tub may not suffice?
Yeah, again, it's...
I don't know. Don't quote me, guys.
It's interesting behavior when you watch it go down. It's really interesting.
Yeah, and it's... I don't know. I love those animals, but I don't see how I could keep them effective, especially in mainland.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know what I would do.
Well, I mean, it's like everybody tells you, like, oh, man, you can keep a mainland in an 8-foot by 2-foot tub or 8-foot by 3-foot cage. And it's like... And then you mention like, hey, why don't we bump this up to a 10-foot? And they're like, oh, no, it's too big. They'll push their nose off. And you're like, 2 foot? Really? You really?
8 by 3 is too big for a 20-foot snake.
Yeah, it's just too much.
It's just too much. You can't handle it.
It's too much, man. But I mean, again, like, but all the pythons that they call terrestrial, and I think a lot of them are semi-arboreal, like like carpets. You give them a chance to, with overhead heat, of course. I think if you give a carpet, belly heat, it's gonna stay glued to the dirt. But
I think that's an interesting point in the way that even with a lot of our arboreal stuff, when we're keeping in tubs, and I do this as well, I will put a heat pad on the bottom of it, and that will give them more of a. I'm sure they're more likely to go and lay on the ground rather than go up and perch or. If we could get solid heat, all the way up and down the vertical, I guess overhead heat. But if it's not a radiant,
so you're talking like a full heated side, kind of like what they do with the green tree pythons, like how people will take the not ultratherm, right? That's RBI's stuff.
Sure.
Let's go with that. But the ultratherm, I know Justin knows Justin Smith, but where you put it on the back and you just generate a whole heat gradient basically. With the air, I mean, I think that's super interesting.
And like we were talking even with Matt, so we were talking about his enclosures for green trees.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, you can't, it's hard. You either put a bunch of greenery in there for them to hide all the time and never see them, or if you just put like a little bit in there, then they'll choose to hide over the heat.
Yeah.
And basically
they'll freeze themselves to
kill
death.
themselves. Yeah. So it's like, it's hard to know how to do that correctly.
Yeah. I feel like if it's a very spooky species that like or animal, not even a species of animal, that's just a little more nervous, I think you could take like I will not claim this idea at all. Lawrence from Lark Pythons talks about one of his Morelia Python interviews about he has a curtain, almost like a partition that goes across the front of the cage when he has a very easily scared scrub. I mean, you think you did that with a green tree, it'd feel a lot more secure, but you would still let it have some light because you have a thinner fabric or something. Maybe that'll work. I don't know. I'm just shooting in the dark.
But I mean, I try to handle my snakes every day and watch movies with them. So,
well, it's really hard.
So you're really taking that option away.
I think if you want to watch, Old Yeller with a snake, you're best to get an Amazon tree boa.
Snakes always cry at the end of that movie, though.
I cry every time.
Yeah,
like a baby.
That's rough.
Like a baby.
So after Matt's, we got off topic, eh?
A little bit derailed.
Was there anything? I'm trying not to skip over Matt's. If there's anything else
I don't think we really said anything else besides
besides like the best Borneo.
Yeah, he's the
short-tail python collection in the country, aka probably world at this point. Is that a lot to say? I don't know a lot of Borneo short-tail people.
I don't know if it's best in the world, but it's really, really nice. I'll tell you that much.
Really, really nice.
It's really nice, guys. I'll tell you that much. But it's super cool. I mean, hanging out with Riley and listening to Riley talk to him was really cool. I'll tell you that much. You missed out on that little bit because hearing Riley from his field of work,
from like a zoological standpoint,
exactly, talking about stuff and behaviors that they're exhibiting in these guys is super cool. That was my reason. Like, you were like, I'm going to take a nap, and I'm like, I'm going down here with a zookeeper.
It's hard because me and Melissa have gone over to Matt's a few times, to see the collection. I think we've gone over there twice, and so we already saw it twice, and then we saw it again, and then I saw it again. So, by the way, Melissa napped the whole time. That's how
If you didn't know she was there, you would have sat on her. She was curled up with a blanket over her head, hiding from the nerdy snake guys talking.
Yeah, she's like, I saw Matt's collection once already. I think I'm good. But she is actually out, because Brandon asked where she is. She is out shipping out a snake, so we had to ship out a snake tonight, and the drop-off is 8 p.m., so we try to get it as close to the drop-off as possible. So now it's like 7:45.
She's probably on her way back by now, I think, don't you?
Yeah, she'll probably milk it for a little while. She's like, I don't feel like coming on talking to these people.
She's probably like, I hate you all.
Yeah, by people I mean us, not people.
Not you, Carly. She loves you.
Yeah, she does. But she talks to you all day, so
true. But yeah, we made it to Carpetfest. Howard was cooking crawfish. Nick Scally had lobster. It was awesome.
It was when we showed up. I mean, it was probably 3:30, and I felt like everyone was already there. Like Howard was.
Yeah, there was a lot of people there,
and lobsters and stuff like that. And I don't eat seafood, but I'm sure it was good.
It was delicious. I enjoyed it all for you. I enjoyed every bit of it for you. Not lobster. Stupid. Howard did an awesome job, and he killed it with the crawfish. Nick Scally did an amazing job. It was super well done.
Yeah, and I believe was Mike Curtin involved in that. Whoever was involved in the food, just good job. Sorry if we left you.
Zach's chicken was awesome.
Zach Baez.
Yes, Zach's chicken was fantastic.
I think I only got one piece of it because it was literally gone. Dude, I got it off the grill.
If you weren't like a dog waiting by a table when that stuff came off the grill, you didn't get it. I think next year for sure we might have to give some money to Zach for more chicken because it was fantastic.
And then lots of beers happened.
Lots of beer happened. It was a super good time.
Yeah. And it was like there had to have been. You think they got over 100 people?
It's like me and Melissa were talking about earlier. I'm not sure. I know they had like 80 something last year, but I mean, it had to have been close.
It's a lot of people for a snake party.
You ain't lying. You ain't. It looked like it was more crowded than Bananas last year.
Which, if people don't know, Bananas is the bar at Tinley Park.
Yeah,
at the Reptile show.
I mean, did you feel like that? Because I felt like that at one point. I started looking around, like, this is more crowded than when we were at Bananas in October.
And people are even looser at Carpetfest.
Oh yeah,
at the house.
Yeah, they're way loose there. Everybody has a great time.
Speaking of which,
poor Howard.
Well, Howard's known for his flamingo antics. If you go back to his podcast we did with him, I believe there's a flamingo involved in that.
Yeah.
And so we're taking the group picture for Carpetfest. And despite there being a few children around him and everything, Howard just decided to drop trow and unleash his flamingo boxers on the world.
I didn't realize what was going on until I hear Mike Curtin, who's got his child on his shoulder right by Howard, going, "What the hell, Howard?" And Howard just stops and looks at Howard, and he's got the Superman pose. He's like that, and his flamingo underwear. And I'm like, what in tarnation is going on right here?
I came to the north, and this is what is happening.
Them fellers up north are just out of hand. I tell you what.
So that was fun as always. And he just absolutely killed it on the crawfish. But, well, I guess Howard, his night doesn't stop there.
No, Howard's night does not stop there at all. Howard's night does not stop there at all.
I don't know how it happened, but Howard's phone ended up in the pool.
Yeah, they were somehow, I swear to God, I think somebody knocked it out his hand on purpose. He straight up. I see, because I was sitting there talking to Jemison, and we were looking out, and Mike Arnold comes over there and starts talking to us. And Mike Arnold's from what, Reptile Express? Yeah, he's from Reptile Express. But he's talking to us, and you just see Howard's phone go bloop in the pool. And Eric's pool was very murky. It was freshly opened. I mean, Eric, he just had to open it last week at some point, but so you couldn't see the bottom at all. It was just it was chemicals and chlorine thick, and so everybody kind of went for a swim at that point. Like they have 3 guys in the pool in their trousers, searching around for a phone.
One who claimed he can't swim.
Yeah, one said he couldn't swim, but I declare shenanigans. I think he was just drunk. I swear to God.
And the supposed reasoning of it is because he milks cows.
Yeah, that
was the reasoning.
He is a dairy farmer, so he can't swim. I don't know how that works, but that's a thing apparently.
Yeah, farms have ponds maybe, but either way, they couldn't find the phone, and Nick Scally came to the rescue.
Nick Scally put goggles on him. He was legitimate. That's all right. If he didn't have those goggles on, he would have never found that phone. You know that.
No, or just they didn't have the stamina all the way at the bottom of the pool to find it. But
it was a deep pool.
So they proceeded to get the phone, but didn't put it in rice, it doesn't seem, or whatever.
No, I think Howard got a new phone the next day.
Yeah, so I think he just got a new phone.
I think he just bought a new phone.
But Howard came up when we were upstairs. He's like, guys, I don't know how I'm going to get home.
That was after Melissa was asleep, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, but he basically woke her up to tell her, I don't know how I'm going to get home because he doesn't have like GPS to get home.
Poor Howard. Oh, yeah. Kohler took him home, didn't he? Or did Howard Uber
I have
home?
No idea, but he made it home.
Oh, thank goodness. Thank goodness Howard made it home.
There's other things to talk about. I'm not sure what we're supposed to talk about.
I'm going to talk about all the people I met that were awesome. Like Greg. Greg was awesome.
Greg Strait?
Yeah. I was sitting there. I'm not going to lie. I was blanked like crazy when you said that. Mike Curtin, he was awesome. Scott Borden, he's awesome. Scott's funny. I don't care what anybody says. Scott's hilarious.
And Scott is grew up in the same place as I did, so
yeah, I forgot about that.
We can appreciate our mutual assholeness. I feel it's very like
y'all have a very sarcastic,
very indicative to our area. Apparently,
apparently. Bunch of assholes.
Just breed assholes, I guess. But yeah, he's a man. And we just hung out like for a little while. We just like hung out in a corner and talked about just anything, not even snakes.
Oh yeah, you were talking about everything there. I mean, it was.
And just because Val was there, and who's his wife, and they were just, her and Melissa were tanning and talking while me and Scott were being pale and
hiding in the sun, hiding in the shade.
But he likes the same beers I like, so that's always good.
That's good for you. I was drinking near beer all night pretty much.
Were you drinking the Bud Lights or Michelobs?
No, I was drinking Ultra. Okay, don't you slum me down to Bud Light. Don't you slum me down there.
Ultras. But some Waldas.
But as Eric would say.
And Tony, I'm sorry, I don't know how to say your name. Doyer?
Yeah.
Came all the way from California, which is just crazy.
Props to that guy.
Unlike Riley, he didn't take a plane. It didn't seem. It seemed like he drove in.
Did he drive?
I don't know. That's what Melissa said. I don't know.
Holy crap!
She talked to him more than I did, but
that's woohoo.
Which is crazy if that's the truth.
That is the definition.
If not, then we're starting the rumor.
Yeah, that is the definition of a hop, skip, and a jump.
Yeah,
that's for sure. Because he's from I thought to say he's from down south.
No, he's from California.
No, I mean like down south in California, like SoCal.
I have no idea.
Yeah, oh, man, that's like this. I couldn't imagine that. He took the longest way across the country.
Tony as well. Tony from Selective Scales, who has been on the podcast as well. So Tony came all the way in from Dallas, Texas. And yeah, it was nice seeing him because obviously when me and Melissa lived in Dallas, like Tony was someone who we came over 1.5 million times to see his collection. And everyone in the Dallas area is fucking awesome. And so whenever we get to see someone,
biased.
Bill Stiegel as well.
Bill Stiegel. Oh,
I like how you say that.
Bill motherfucking Stiegel is a legend of legends of all legends. Okay, I'm gonna tell you that now. I have mad respect for that man like no other.
I think everyone loves just when they know that Bill's drinking or having fun, because you're like, I never thought I would for some reason you're like, I never thought I would be hanging out with Bill Stiegel.
Yeah, no, it's
just drinking a beer with like all these different people, like these different people who whether you look up to them, whether you've like known about them for so long. And
yeah, it's for sure like that's the main reason I went, was to be like, like, okay, I get to hang out with you guys who are some people like I consider friends. I get to hang out with Eric and Owen, even though Owen, all he does is make fun of me every time I see him and say hi. He's like, apparently this guy's my friend or something. I don't know him. And so that made me laugh like crazy. I make fun of his rough scales and his retic problem. But
he has a new retic problem, which we did go. We forgot that.
You went to Owens
after going to Reptile that Thursday. And that was basically just, we were just at Owens just a few weeks ago, but it's always funny to see Eric go through Owens' collection and be like, what the hell's going on with this? Wasn't this mine at one point? Or how'd you get this? Wasn't this from this person? Or like just talking about the different projects that Eric has pawned off on
I could
Owens,
see that being like a conversation of nostalgic old men. Just be sitting around like, do you remember when I got that one? When the hell did you get that? You made it. Oh, okay.
They literally have snakes that have passed through like all of their friends' hands in a way.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh yeah, didn't Balin have that one? And then you had that one.
And then Curtin got it. And then it's like, yeah. They go in like a full circle and then it comes back to Eric or Owens.
That's what I kind of envy of like the rare, more focused like Python guys in comparison to like my projects aren't going anywhere because they're corn snakes. I just feel like that doesn't happen. Like I'm not
corn
going
snakes or people are weird. Y'all like all hate each other. Like, no, these are mine. You can't touch them.
I think there's actually like much more competition, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Although I'm sure there's competition at the higher level of like the morphs in carpet pythons.
Oh yeah.
Sure. I just don't know if like Eric and Owen care as much about being like world's first morph people, but
I don't think they care about the world's first morph thing.
But I mean, Owen's just like, I want to try to figure out how to breed, white-lipped pythons or something.
Yeah.
Like he's just worried to try to breed these hard to breed species which is something cool. And those are the animals that like pass through people's hands because people are trying to breed them,
Oh yeah, for sure. Like scrubs and white lips, I bet them things go all across the country nonstop. But like, I think also their thing is when you're in a niche market and you know everybody in it, at some point, that you're like, man, I really don't want to sell a snake, but I don't want to feed it rats. Because with Morelia, they're gonna be eating rats at some point, unless you get that one mouse or jungle. But like, at some point,
I gave it to Owen.
Good on you.
That's true.
Dirtiest trick in the book. The old switcheroo. But I mean, at some point, you're just gonna be like, you know what? I'm gonna give this to my friend as a joke, but not as a joke. It's like you just walk over the box and like, what's in the box? Oh, come on, what's in the box?
That's how I may get Owen's corn snakes.
Is that how you get? Sure, you probably gonna get them corn snakes.
Yeah,
he can't breed them this year apparently.
Swap them over the jungle, and then we'll be good. It's like all we're doing is getting the snakes we should have. So if I'm like, dude, I shouldn't have a male jungle. There's no reason for me to have this jungle. It's not doing anything for me.
Yeah.
Then he's like, yeah. Do you want corn snakes? And I'll be like, yeah. It just makes sense.
You're just gonna go over his house one day.
You gotta let people who are good at a certain thing do their thing.
He's gonna be like, Amazon's got a package for you, and you open the Amazon box and it's full of corn snakes.
As long as it's not Amazon filled with Amazons.
That was terrible. That would be terrible. They're just coming at your eyes and everything. You're like, oh hell.
What a nightmare. Some people's
dreams, other people's terrors.
Yeah, like two people's dreams.
God bold and all them from Cross Radio love them, so they can have them all. I poked one with a stick and it like flies in my face one time. I'm like, ooh.
Oh yeah, I didn't show you guys the Amazon downstairs.
Oh, I looked at it this morning. Don't worry.
Yeah, you can try to hold it. He's not bad.
I ain't tried to poke Amazon. I didn't learn my lesson once for those things. Guy at 10, they opened the wrong, but oh, dude, I don't. Yeah, I seen Amazon come flying. I was like, ooh, okay. He did it 10. I was like, you can keep that thing. I don't want it. You can keep the little yellow devil.
Well, at least it's yellow. I have the garden phase.
Dude, garden phase are cool. They look like little demons.
All right, you can. Well, they don't stay the black and orange. If they stayed the black and orange, maybe. Now it's just that.
Well, I like that dark pattern.
Brown.
I like that dark pattern on them because it's like, man, they look like a hot. Straight up, they look like a hot when you see them things sitting all there all perched up. Yours hides. Yours is broken. Your Amazon is busted straight up.
Nah, he only moves around at night. That's his move.
True, I did see him when I got it one time to go get a drink in the morning. I looked in there. I was like, oh, it's sitting there perched.
And yeah, that's the time when you want to put your fingers in there.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
It's like if you see a green cheek coddle and boot the snoot for sure.
Oh,
boot the hell out of that.
That's the thing with the even my green tree. You're like, does he always go? He's like hunting the whole time, going towards us and freaking out.
Oh, I agree with Justin right there. They are Satan boas. They are Satan boas.
I think the epicrates are pretty satanic as well.
The epicrates ain't that bad. I mean, if you do have to go one that somebody has worked with, quote unquote. Somebody like Riley who's sit there and like taking the bites for you.
Yeah, it's nice to have those
sketchy
guys who are willing to do that.
They're just a little scared and sketchy.
That's what I'm saying. I'm glad our friends exist
for sure
to work with the shit that we don't want to.
Oh, for sure.
Even messing with Owen's Madagascar hognose, the giant hogs. Dude, you open it up, it's like posing and flattening out and hooding, and
you post that video, I think it looked like a cobra. Straight up.
Oh, straight up, it acts exactly like it.
I looked at that and I was like, that thing looks
the only
terrifying.
Thing is they're like non-attentive. They'll do it and then they'll pause at the top of their hood.
Well, that's because they're ADD as all hell.
They don't like look at you like a cobra. You can see it's like trying to almost lock eyes with you, and it's following you around.
Oh yeah, they're like you see me, I see you.
These are just kind of dumbasses that do it in midair and without any direction towards their anger.
Did they musk a lot?
I don't know. We didn't pick them up.
Oh, I guarantee you touch that thing, it would have musked everywhere. It would have musked like a Timor.
Rear fang venomous that. I don't know who's ever been. Actually, I think
Greg
Straight's been bit.
Oh,
bit by one in Madagascar.
Oh, you want to talk about something that scared the snot out of me? Straight up, getting bit by a Malagasy hog.
I think that's what happened because he was over there like counting frogs or something.
I could see it too. Greg, because Greg is going out. He's probably looking for mushrooms. Straight up, he was looking for edible mushrooms probably over there.
He picks up mushrooms out of the wild and sells them to restaurants.
So he's like, oh, look at this. Hog nose.
Oh yeah,
that would be how it would go with Greg. Exactly.
Well, he also like had sweet pictures of backyard boxing and cockfights, and
that's one of the coolest photo albums I've ever looked at. Was Greg's of his Madagascar trip. I'm so jealous of him.
Oh, it's fucking crazy.
And I see Darren asked, "Are you allowed to film at Carpetfest?" I don't know if it's a rule, but you wouldn't want to. Could you admit not that you there's stuff that's bad, but you could just you're in the moment, you're talking to people,
and everyone's so chill. Like I would hate to have to put on because when I'm doing videos, I have to have energy and be in exuberant version of myself.
Yeah,
in which I'm not typically. If anyone ever met me in real life, they're probably this guy's not the fucking guy from the videos. He's so laid back, it's not fun. He doesn't even talk that fast and smile like he does on YouTube.
He ain't even got a hog nose or a Mexican Black King in his hand. What the hell? It's not even worth it.
But it's you don't. Everyone's an exaggerated version of them when you have to be on camera and you have 100%. You have to look decent. If I just talked how I usually talk, right now, I don't think that would do very well on YouTube.
You gotta keep your attention.
Yeah. But if I was that guy there, people would be like, "Oh, this fucking guy."
Yeah, this guy, right?
This guy. And even Dave and Garrett came over, and I don't think they really filmed. I think Dave brought his camera, but he probably didn't film a thing. And then
Garrett filmed last year, but I mean, he didn't even film that much. I mean, if you watch his video, it's 3 separate clips, maybe 4 if you include him.
Yeah, because you're trying to just hang out. That's the whole point of it. You know?
You're meeting people. You're making friends.
I wouldn't be like, "Hey, Eric, let's get a shot for this," because that dude was in his snake room for a long time.
Eric's the real MVP. Eric and Rob Stone, they're the real MVPs because Rob Stone is a person after I talk to him, he's awesome. I always liked him on just listen to his interviews. I've never messaged him, but just sitting there talking to him for a little bit in Eric's room.
You don't even know the half of it, man.
You don't even know the half of it.
When we're just driving up to Reptile and stuff, you can name the most random creature that's ever walked the earth. And he's like, "Oh yeah, we got those in. I worked with them here or there."
That man's lived 1,000 lives.
Literally. Yeah, and think of any big name in Colorado and he's worked with them or you know in some form or fashion. So and he's kept things like Halmahera scrubs and
he's kept a lot. He's kept a whole bunch of homes. He was talking to me and Garrett
probably
about
the most out of almost anyone. He had I think he said he had a group of 10 or something at a certain point, which for a Halmahera scrub.
He said he's gone for 20-something Halmahera scrubs. And I'm either you've killed a whole bunch of those things or you've you've cut your teeth on a lot. And he started keeping 10 at one time. And
they're terribly hard to keep.
Yeah, he started telling me about that. And he's like, one day you'll come in there and you have to go. It's belly up.
God. That's so terrible.
Dude, I couldn't imagine. Because have you ever seen the price on Halmahera scrubs?
No, I haven't.
They're almost $1,000 for a fresh import, fresh off the boat.
Because I think he said when they were first coming, they were $500 or something.
Yeah.
And then I think Eric's also had experiences with Halmahera scrubs.
Yeah, I think he has too.
Yeah, everyone. I don't know. It seems like a puzzle, man, and they certainly don't like human beings.
No. So what was your favorite thing out of Eric's? What's your favorite thing over there to look at, to check out?
I was probably annoying Eric by the amount that I was opening up this ivory jungle.
I know what you're talking about, actually.
Fuck.
That's a good looking snake. That's sharp. It's sharp, yeah.
Yeah, so people don't know. I wish Eric could tell the story of it because he tells it so much better. Because I have lineage of the ivory stuff in my collection, but it's crossed to a diamond, so it's basically useless. And I believe Eric has the one from or has them from Nick Munn, and I forget who he said was breeding them in the beginning, but damn, this is almost a black and white jungle carpet python. I also blew my mind some of the M. Penn or Michael Pinnell line coastal carpet pythons. You would think that it was a different snake. You wouldn't think that it was just a coastal carpet python. So coastal carpet pythons, you know, you'll see them be like brown ground coloration with black pattern or goldish ground coloration with black pattern. These things are like almost, I hate to say it, like a xanthic look to it, kind of like a bluish grayish kind of tone in the background. It's hard to explain, but it is just something different. It looks amazing. And it's just something that I believe, I don't want to mess it up, but there's a whole story behind it. Where's Eric when you need him? He was just on the Reptile and Chill today, so we should have made him do double duty because he explains all these stories of the lineage of all the carpet pythons. Like, he has, off the top of his head, he just knows. You say high contrast Queensland, he will tell you the exact history of where it came from. You say some random line of carpet python that no one knows, he knows exactly what the deal is with them. And it's, if he doesn't have it, it's printed out somewhere in his house in a binder.
Oh, dude, he's like, you never watched Game of Thrones. There's this big old like building called the Citadel where all the knowledge and all the kingdoms is there. And these old men walk around these like robes with chains. That's Eric. Eric, I think I've actually made that Photoshop picture once of Eric in a Maester uniform, but they're like, turn to the complete carpet python, page 506. Sir Mutton has spoken. Like that, like he is broken. Like I asked him about one of his, and I was like, so it's a line of his that supposedly has a questionable animal in it called citrus tiger, and it's some guys like, oh, it's not a coastal and stuff, but he's like, he considers it coastal, and I'm too stupid and new to know what the hell it is. But
I think I
asked him about it, and he was like, dude, he like ran down that, and I was like, whoa, that's crazy.
And I think at the end of the day, he's like, he's done the due diligence to go as far back as he can. And if you want the animal or don't want the animal, who gives a shit? It looks cool. I don't care if you think it's a jungle or you think it's a coastal.
I think it's scary how much it looks like a jungle. Yeah. And it's got so much coastal lineage. You're like, what? And
then you go up far north enough and they turn into jungles anyway, those coastals.
Well, if you want to say that jungles look like how they do in captivity, talk to Burke and let him show you a picture of a wild jungle. That thing looks like a coastal straight up.
Yeah, and then you can find some coastals that look like jungles.
Exactly. That dude, he's got pictures of him like, you look at him like, that's a jungle. That looks like a red tiger, but it was found in this area, so that has to be a jungle.
And then even like Rob was talking about a little bit, and apparently there's locales where you're going to get a classic yellow and black jungle look, and then there's locales where jungles are more coastal looking per se.
Yeah.
So there are localities that apparently have like the best black and yellow jungles. It's not going to be anything compared to that highlighter shit you see here, but
that screaming headhunter or like hairline stuff.
Well, I think a lot of those highlighter coloration, I think that's from diamonds.
Ooh.
Oh no, oh no, he said it.
Intergrade, hell.
Here come the 10 people who think that that's murder to come get me. But I don't know, it's cool seeing all those different carpet pythons and knowing that Eric's got pretty much every fucking line ever, so none of it's ever going to be lost in a sense.
Well, I think it's interesting as people like will freak the heck out over you talking about, like, oh, there might be some jungle in this diamond, or there might be some diamond in this jungle. And yet some people, you can sell them a corn snake and they won't look back, and that thing might have a creamsicle mixed in there somewhere along the line, or it might have, a little black rat or something sprinkled in there from somebody being a Frankenstein. They don't care. They just roll on with it.
Well, let me tell you, I'm sure all of this shit has has.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I mean, all of the corn snakes have emery blood in them.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because no one's keeping track after that second generation.
No,
like,
no one
oh, that
cares.
creamsicle was bred to this. No one's keeping track after
No,
that.
not at all.
They're all wholesaled off, do whatever. So that's why they all have
And that's
emery
they.
in them.
I just think the jungle stuff. Look, and I know that like we'll never get any more Australian blood in and stuff like that. But like people go on about the jungle stuff, like unless you go back like all the generations to where you get that question mark, because again, you have to understand these were all smuggled animals. It just like you either you're paying for that lineage, or you better suck it up and enjoy your screaming yellow snake. Exactly how I look at it. But that's just me. I'm stupid.
Have fun. Your snake looks good. Just have fun with it. But I know that's not good enough for some people. Speaking of which, I mean, Scott Borden would probably punch us right in the face right now.
Oh, Scott probably always wants to punch me in the face right now. But I mean,
but that's what's funny. I think is that we can hold completely different opinions, but because I don't think that he's wrong, I just think it's fun that he's so strict about it.
Oh yeah,
I'm glad that exists, and I can giggle about it because I'm not in it. I'm not deep enough in it.
Yeah, woohoo.
Oh yeah, and Casey brought up that things like bearded dragons and leopard geckos. We were talking about that actually because Rob was talking about giant leopard geckos. Or what they're doing is making hybrids and calling them different things. Or apparently, I'm not going to do it justice, man, but the Viticeps, and then there's the other bearded dragon.
Like the Rankins and stuff like that.
Not the Rankins, not the little guys, but there's another one. And basically, they were bred together.
They're like subspecies or something like that, probably.
Yeah, and people were just breeding them together willy-nilly. Same with the leopard geckos. And obviously, like I said, the corns, they're all
those like hardcore domestic species.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it seems like it all comes back to the fact that when so many hands get onto something, there's no stopping it. Which is why it's always nice to have one to 5 people who are super serious about keeping things pure, so that we can always have that. But then at what point are you like, these are severely inbred also?
That's like my biggest thing is why I want to get into the super hardcore locality reticulated pythons, is because in time, I want to be able to be like, say I'm only in it for 30 years, and then I'm like, man, I'm tired of this crap. I want to get out. But I can say I've had 30 years of me messing with these localities to get passed on to other keepers, and maybe say I educate and help people, like give and enlighten 2 or 3 people to do the same thing. So you keep that ball rolling, because I mean, it's eventually a point where stuff's just going to get like so homogenized and just mashed up together. You're like, what the heck is that?
It's bound to happen, but it's nice that, and I'm sure that already happened in super dwarfs and stuff.
Oh, dude, there's some interesting stuff when you look at that. Like Sid James has a book, which is the only book on reticulated pythons right now. Someone's better change that. Not that it's a bad book, just like we have so many books on ball pythons and stuff like that. I mean, how many books are there on green trees? And it's like you have the reticulated python guys, and they're just too busy throwing pretty colors at stuff on the wall.
Well, no, they're too busy measuring each other's dicks to see what.
Dude, you ain't lying. If you ain't got a phantom, you are a chump to them. Only more I really need is a big ass tiger, just because I remember that's what got me all hooked on them things a long time ago.
Get a golden child. I like those.
Those are cool, where they're like just obliterated all down the back.
Yeah.
Or the motley that's like
I'll take a mochino. I'll take something
real off-center,
different colors and shit. Yeah.
So I'll tell you right now, at Matt's collection, he has 4 reticulated pythons, and I was just there staring at him. I was moments he would look around, he's like, "What are you looking at?" And I'm like, "Man, this mochino's smoking."
This monster in your house right now.
Yeah, this thing that's taking up an 8-foot cage, like that thing's smoking hot, man. It's cool. Yeah, but I mean, it's super awesome. All the stuff getting mashed up together. But what about the night of Carpetfest? Like towards in the wee morning, how was that? How was that in the wee mornings?
Oh, it was excellent.
Everybody's screaming a bunch.
I didn't get any
drums.
Visuals of stuff, but if you, shout out to those who know what we're talking about.
Yeah, but in the wee hours of the morning, like I'm not gonna lie, Eric lives in a neighborhood. I'm surprised his neighbors don't kill him.
He needs to.
He needs to make them a cake or something.
Yeah, we need to pitch in to send his neighbors a bouquet of flowers or something. But
you ain't lying.
It seemed like they were trying to like party too. They were in their pool or whatever. They had their
Oh,
kids
they're
out,
like-
but they were like out past. It was like 2 a.m. and
Yeah,
people were
we
still
were-
going crazy.
Dude, it didn't shut down.
Well,
till, like-
actually, it only got like crazy after
yeah,
like 12 a.m.
it was funny. Somebody jinxed it, and they apparently like walked up to Scott Borden. He was telling me or somebody, and they're like, man, Carpetfest is kind of lame this year. And he said it ain't even AM yet. And like, the next thing you know, it just hit the fan and
Once
scattered on
they
everybody.
Flip the switch from PM to AM.
Dude, it gets wild. It gets wild. Well, also Howard had made an award for basically the most outrageous person that consisted of a horse's ass on a trophy.
What is the official name? The Horse Fuckery Award.
It was just the most fucked ever. It was the fuckery award. It was the fuckery award.
And
Someone earned it. Someone earned that, and it was a tag team. I'll tell you that much, between them and their significant other. It was impressive. It was impressive.
And the winner will not be unveiled. Everyone knows who they are if you need to know who they are.
Exactly.
But they proceeded
Exactly.
to throw the award also because
that did happen. Just because someone was so belligerent.
we thought maybe the first year the award would be broken before he was even given. And by the way,
that's encouraged. I'd say that.
Yeah, if we have to duct tape it together,
Like
that's better.
hot glue and duct tape and like nails, it just adds character. It just adds character.
Yeah, you gotta like glue extra things on there.
I think there needs to be a belt,
Ooh, that's a good idea.
like a Tinley Park belt. Like one of
Yes.
those deals. I think there's
That would be sick.
Howard get to work.
Yeah, there you go. But I think he owned the fact that he was the winner at the end of the day.
Yeah, he owned that. He owned that shit. He owned that shit for sure. He's
And
awesome.
that it was mentioned many times, but it's not something that you look forward to earning. It's not something that you strive for.
No, you shouldn't strive to own that to get that award. But if it happens,
But if it
happens.
naturally happens and it's all in good fun, I say there's nothing wrong with that.
Dude, it was like Rumspringer out there. Straight like Rumspringer. It was ridiculous.
There's nothing better than it's one of those moments where people finally everyone's interested into what you're interested in. It's like very, very rare that you get together with people who want to talk about what you want to talk about.
Oh yeah, it's super rare and weird because I mean, from where I'm from, the middle. Oh, it's not the middle. It's like a burb of Louisville. But like you go out there and like you talk about snakes, and it's kind of like, I mean, I have Chad Gray, which I just need to hit him up and be like, hey man, be my friend.
Yeah, that's like a guy that
he's a bad motherfucker.
Yeah,
Like,
he's
straight
a
up. It's a bad breeding white lips and like scrub. I don't know if he's breeding scrubs, but I know he's messing with Timors and all kinds of cool Indo stuff, which is like stuff I love, and just have by coincidence that he lives in this like 15 minutes down the road from me is freaking wild. But I mean, other than that, I mean, it's like I said, tell everybody, go to Tinley Park. Anybody who's like,
Yes.
they're like, I don't know what to do. I feel so alone in this hobby. Like, I get how you feel. Oops, excuse me. Take time, get some money together. Don't do stupid stuff. Don't spend money on dumb crap. Save your money.
Do stupid stuff at Tinley.
Yeah, save your money, put it in a jar, do stupid stuff at Tinley. Because when you're at Tinley and you get to meet some person, you get to complain about stupid people at a bar, but at the same time you can talk about how you love, this genus of python. It makes your day a lot better. It makes your day a whole lot better.
Yeah, I know Tinley was really one of those first times where I was like,
Was that your first time at Tinley too?
no.
Okay.
No, but when I first got there, I was like, I'm here.
Yeah, it's like
This is it.
Yeah, I'm home.
Yeah, that's like the one place where you're like, oh, people actually care about what I want to say.
Yeah, exactly. For sure. Oh, we don't know about care.
Yeah. Maybe it's a way to just.
They're gonna be like, here, take this inchy ball python.
It depends who you talk to. Let's say that.
Yeah, it definitely depends on who you talk to. But
I would say that Carpetfest though is much more concentrated on what people work with for the most part.
yeah,
I mean, it's not like just for carpet python people or python people. And me being not a python person, carpet python
Being
person,
Captain Corn
it
Snake over
still
here,
didn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter one bit.
Despite the fact that everyone else was like in the rarer shit. And if I was just like, yeah, I breed corn snakes, then they would probably be like,
yeah, they're like, oh, good for you.
Good. Are you fucking kindergarten? What are you doing?
This is some basic ass shit here. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. Some people can't breed corn snakes to save their fucking life. Dumb guys that live down south and they're like, man, I'm having a hard time breeding these things in Miami.
Douche face.
Hey, it's hard. You gotta get a freezer down in Miami, apparently.
Yeah, you do.
They're like, man, it's still 70 degrees and it's fucking Christmas.
You're right. Like, but the thing is, they're wild there, so
well, you know, let's that is one thing for sure. Oh, Miami's.
You got to keep them outside. It's a trick.
Dude, I would love to see like some like chicken wire cages with a bunch of buckskins and like tesseras outside.
There's not a chance you could ever keep a corn snake in a cage outside. They're just, it would find its way out.
Oh, 100%.
It would find its way out.
Camp Kennan has a corn snake in like a pair of them in a cage.
Really?
No, that'd be cool. I can see him doing that.
I know he's got jungles like that and a Timor or something.
He's got the Timors, the jungles, and like some other snake he keeps outside. And then he's got a whole big reptile
like
cage.
I would love that. But with corn snakes, those motherfuckers will find their way.
You would have to put those in like window screen.
I would have to put them in a 10-gallon fucking tank.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah, I mean, what are you gonna do? Or a Reptile.
A Reptile? Hey, Mom.
You guys really got a chair for me.
Yeah, well, we weren't gonna like preemptively put it up here.
I'll go get a chair for you.
Why did you go get a chair in the middle of it?
I don't know. Why?
Yeah, well, let's take the chair. Have fun.
Yeah. There you go. Welcome. What was your thoughts about Carpetfest?
It's toasty.
Are you drinking tea?
No.
Oh, that's wine. That makes sense. But you're drinking out of a coffee cup.
You know the reasoning behind that? Oh. Sorry.
Because we had more people drinking out of cups here than we're used to.
Usual.
We were way beyond cup capacity. Way beyond. It was crazy.
Oh, my thing is all off. Whatever. Okay. Hello, everyone.
Welcome to.
Sorry. What do you got?
Swat bugs. Hot in here, right?
I would never punch Joe on camera.
Yeah. About that.
What are
This
y'all?
is where we get messages.
Usually.
What do you mean?
Talking about our relationship.
No one messages us about
They're
our
concerned for you.
relationship.
They are concerned.
What were y'all talking about?
Nothing.
Carpetfest. How was a melding of the greatest minds in the industry? Just kidding. That's a little bit of an over.
That's a little bit. I don't know. That's a little.
No, we were just talking about how it's nice that everyone gets together for a common thing. And even though I'm sure you probably talk snakes very, very little, you still got to hang out.
It was funny because when I just came in, I heard y'all talking and you saying that like most of the time you're like, I breed corn snakes. You know what I realized? Not one person asked me what I breed or work with. I'm like, oh, because they just assume I'm the girlfriend and I must not work with anything.
How dare you? You what do you call
masochists?
No, I'm looking
misogynist.
You misogynist.
That's it. Misogynist.
How dare you? Fucking scumbag. These snake guys. No fucking
I just think
respect.
it's very interesting.
Well, what have you bred?
Not one person corn snakes.
Oh, you bred. Okay.
Oh, are you gonna take full credit for them?
Oh, god damn it.
Are you gonna say I didn't breed corn snakes? Who was there when the first clutch hatched last year?
That was 2 years ago. Okay. Yes, it was. It was 2 years
you're right.
ago.
Damn it.
But so you set up babies in a clutch from 2 years ago.
Yeah, and I put them together. I did a lot. We were there for all the locks together.
I bet you if I gave you 2 corn snakes, you'd be able to breed them.
Yes.
Yeah, 100%.
100%.
Okay.
So
but no
I
one
work
asked
with
you
corn snakes.
because they're misogynistic. Misogynist? Or does it work both ways?
They are.
I wouldn't know. I'm not one, of course.
Yeah,
I'm a feminist.
Because you didn't mansplain to me how to drop off a snake at FedEx today.
Listen, woman, sometimes you need directions, okay? God. Who else is going to get stuff done around here, huh?
I'm sure Dixie will get some fucking shit done.
Okay. Well, Carpetfest was great for me. I think if it had been at any other location, it wouldn't have like worked out so well for us, mainly because of my sleep needs.
You slept a high percentage
It
of
was
both
not-
Carpetfest and all of Matt's. All
It's
of Matt's.
not-
You did sleep through all of Matt's.
Yes,
You
but
can't deny that.
Carpetfest was just a small percentage. So we woke up, we got some bomb breakfast with Jake. Are you laughing at me for saying
Are
bomb?
you a college junior or what?
That was to Carly because Carly likes bombs.
Oh, okay, yeah, that shit was lit, dog.
Carly likes bombs. Not that.
Carly does like bombs.
Carly's a domestic fucking terrorist.
Okay, well, we're not saying that. Now our thing's gonna get
There's
flagged.
no terrorists
goddamn
in
it.
North Dakota. We all know that. Terrorists don't go out there.
Terrorists don't go.
There's no one to kill. They're like, yep, they got a fucking bighorn sheep.
Cow.
That's about it.
They killed a fucking buffalo.
There
That's
goes
it.
another moose. Oh no, there he goes. Oh no, he lost another
That's
one.
Wisconsin. That is not North Dakota.
They sound the same.
That's Brock's right there. He's like Jake Brock now.
No, he's
What are you
California.
talking about?
He's
Oh, no.
California. Oh my gosh. Okay. So shoot.
God damn,
Oh,
Carly.
we ate a great breakfast and then we went out to y'all probably already said all this. Matt Minatola of Philly Herp. And
You
no,
slept.
nothing to him. His snakes are beautiful, but I told Joe this. I'm like,
If Melissa saw one snake before, she's seen it a million times.
I'm like, I saw it already. I don't need to see it again. So I walked in, literally this group of like 15 people I've never met before, went right past them, sat down on the couch, got a blanket.
It's
and
just
went to
like the
sleep.
most respected snake breeders in all the world. You know, they're just
The
hanging
man who
out.
had, if you go on Morph Market and you look at short tail ads, they said
Oh.
comes from Matt Minatola's Philly Herp line, and you'll see it like 6 times because
And then you have Riley, you had Ian there, you had
Riley came later. Ian came later. I was already asleep when Riley and
you
Ian
were
came.
asleep when Riley
So
showed
that
up.
was-
You were
that-
snoring.
That doesn't count. I just went and laid down and took a nap, and you guys all got to see Matt's beautiful collection. And then we went to Eric's, and I spent part of my time just pissing off Owen, which is like a great, old time fun.
that's like everyone's pastime.
But right? Why do we love it so much? Because it's so easy. We shouldn't love it so much, but it's still really fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like anything he falls for it, or like makes him mad. Not he falls
Wow,
for
he's-
it, but like it makes him mad. Anything I do,
Most things make him mad, and then once you know it makes him mad, you want to make him
keep
madder.
doing
Like
it.
Sasquatch talk.
Yeah. For some reason, I don't know why. It's appealing.
It's really fun.
It's a thing.
And then I spent another part of my time eating amazing crawfish by Howard Redding. I was about to say Howard Wedding. It's not that funny. Howard Redding makes some bomb ass crawfish.
Wet.
Shit's lit, fam. It's lit as fuck.
And some lobster by Nick Scally. And then I fell asleep.
You fell asleep at like a reasonable hour.
It was like midnight. I went to bed at like midnight. I found a couch in Eric's house, and I found a blanket in Eric's house, and I went to sleep. And that's another reason why I was like, if it had been anywhere else, I probably like wouldn't have felt comfortable falling asleep. And would have just slept in my car. But yeah, it was great. Joe woke me up at 3. He was ready to go, and I drove home. So
Yeah.
I think it was good for both of us.
Yeah, that was nice.
You
that
got to do what you wanted to do. I got to do what I wanted to do.
You literally prefer sleep over, but you got to see all the good scenes from above.
Yeah, you did.
Most of the good scenes. Yes, my couch spot was also above, looking out over the backyard. So I got to like watch from afar, which is the best because I love people watching, and when they can't see you back, it's
It's
truly
an
the
extra
best.
level of creepy.
You were in DEFCON 1 creeper. Look at you and your
But
high.
you were also in a high
vis.
vis.
You're lucky Matt likes you. I'm just saying that now.
Why?
Matt gave you his sweatshirt that ensures that he doesn't get run over on the highway, so it's obnoxiously green.
And it's very comfortable. By the way, if you come to Carpetfest next year and you are from below the Mason-Dixon line, bring a jacket for nighttime.
You can write that on my calendar as well because I forgot and I was very cold.
You were so cold, and
How the fuck were y'all cold?
It was cold.
It was not warm.
It was not cold.
During the daytime, it was great, but at night, it was in the low 60s, high 50s.
Like most of our house stays pretty damn close to 80. Like
True,
this time of the
wrong.
year, it's like 77 in
It
here
is very
right now.
warm in y'all's house.
So like that's not exactly on purpose, but we've grown used to it.
So when we go out and it's below 65, I'm cold.
yeah.
Yeah, like I can
And
see
if
that.
I was in appropriate, if I was in jeans and like, a long
So if
sleeve
you wore
shirt,
sleeves and pants, you'd
right?
be okay.
If I had worn sleeves and pants, it would have been okay.
If you dress more conservatively, you've been all right.
I didn't wear sleeves and pants. I mean, I was pretty conservative compared to some of the men at one point in the night.
Yeah, compared to something, you were very well dressed.
Those dirty fucks were shirtless, weren't they?
Dirty fucks were
Yeah,
shirtless.
that one was. Yes, it's very
One.
true. But yeah, the pool got used for not the purpose you'd think.
Mostly for bathing phones, but
Yeah. But it was great, even though my main goals weren't to talk about snakes. It was still.
what do you mean?
Well, my main goal was to eat crawfish, and
You were the crawfish cracking machine.
Okay, yeah. If your goal was to eat crawfish, mission fucking accomplished.
right. And I'm saying, even though my main goal wasn't to talk about snakes, I also got to talk about snakes with
Whatever
people.
you put in for that, for the lobster and the crawfish, you should double it next time because
I
robbed some motherfuckers.
There was plenty left over. Let's not act like people didn't get their fair share.
Okay, there's pictures.
True.
There's pictures. Everyone took pictures of the crawfish. You're in every single one of them.
Every fucking
I saw
one.
Dave Kaufman's. I was like, that's Melissa's tattoo.
Garrett Hartle. I was in
Hartle's
Hartle's.
in it.
Travis Wyman. I'm
You're
in
in
it.
I sent one off on Snapchat and I looked up and I was like, fuck, Melissa's in it.
Yeah.
You're fucking everywhere.
I was at the crawfish table most of the time. But no, it was still cool to talk snakes. Riley, I was really, really excited to hang out with Riley and Travis Weinman. And
Oh, you had that pie.
that pie,
Oh
Travis
my.
Weinman pie. Hey, they talk about it. It's true. That was amazing. Now I'm assuming he bakes different ones every year, but that was good. What I didn't realize is how much of a puss I would be in front of some people. I felt like Garrett and Dave, I was such a puss in front of them. I was like, I don't know what to say. Partly because I'm like, I couldn't tell you much about your snakes that you don't already know. And I don't know, I just wouldn't want to be like the noob, be like, oh, rethinks, dwarf.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't have to say it like that, but yeah.
But, I wanted.
Oh, your little dwarf.
I heard a little small snakes. Oh no.
I felt like I wouldn't have anything new to contribute to the conversation. So then I'm like, shit, what do you talk to snake people about that's not snakes?
What temps do you keep?
I should have asked him what he thought about Hamburg. That's really what I should have asked him. And then Dave.
They did burn their clothes in the fire.
Were those their clothes that they burned? I hope so.
Dave Kaufman actually cut his hair after. He was like, I can't stand it anymore. That's it. Leave Hamburg alone.
Garrett shaved your soul patch.
Yeah, I should have. And then Dave too. I was like, God, you're so worldly. And
he's also like 10 feet taller than you've ever seen a human before.
Yeah.
So.
That man is gigantic. I always forget how tall he is.
Large man.
I didn't talk to Dave till right as he was leaving, and he came up to you and he was like, so we watch each other's videos. I've been on your podcast, but have we ever met in person? And I was like, no.
You were like a little ant on the ground.
But it's funny. I was like, but Dave, we share a special relationship that I share with no one else in the world. And that's that Dave Kaufman and I, our noses bled together. And I think that shows a true connection between two people.
In some circles,
that your noses bleed at the same time.
I feel like in Amish country, that would be like, it's like a bad omen.
Why in
I don't
Amish
know whether
country?
you're married or cursed. I don't know.
Well, it was all about the curse. So
That was the curse.
But yeah, I was telling Brett Bender asked me earlier how I thought it was, and I think next year, that sounds weird. Next year, I think I'll have a even better time because I'll feel more comfortable talking to people, and
we'll
like,
also be at more of the Northeast shows.
so
we'll
like
also-
hang out more with those people other than Carpet Fest.
Right.
But yeah.
Because I felt pretty relaxed the whole like everyone is very laid back, especially in that atmosphere. So I didn't feel like weird being around everyone you're reading right now.
Sorry.
Oh, we both were. Straight up. Don't even lie about that.
Yeah, when you're talking, I'm reading, right? That's how it works.
And well, we should mention the fact that though Jake was part of our posse, Jake did not make it back the second night.
And he could have.
No, he did not.
I have no understanding why he chose to sleep under a table on the floor like a troll instead of coming back to his nicely set up air mattress at our house.
So was Riley troll number 2?
No, Riley was on a couch.
Okay, respectable.
Tony was troll number two. Riley was their guard.
So there was like a room that was set up for basically
Auction.
the auction, and it was 2 like 6-foot tables that you'd play beer pong on
Exactly
in
what I was
college.
thinking.
And then a couch, making this
Right.
U shape, and it seems like Riley
Jake got one, Tony got one,
Dude, it
and
was like
Riley
a
got the
IJ
couch.
Troll trio right there.
There
IJ
you
Troll
go.
Trio. That's a tongue twister for you.
I want to say it 5 times fast.
I can't. But yeah, it was cool. And there was a snake sold, which someone said that was never
At
gonna
the
happen,
auction.
but there was a snake sold at the auction.
Some people took home. Someone took home a snake of Eric's too, right?
Yes,
2 people did.
because Eric put a
Eric
voucher
would go-
up and someone bought it immediately. So I get it,
And then Ryan 1 hour.
I did.
Option.
I did get that.
Yeah, because no one wants corn snakes.
Buy some corn snakes, people. They're
Every-
cool.
Shout out to Bill Stiegel for upping the price though.
Every time we do
Yeah,
a voucher,
asshole.
every time we've done a voucher, it's just always a friend who gets it. I guess we've only done it twice.
Is it really?
But Gustavo
Yeah.
and you, we've only done it twice.
But
So
then
I can't
again,
really say
like
that.
even if our customers are customers, they're still our friends. So we don't really have any like just customers. They're all all right. We have a few, but like the people that we talk to that we would see at Carpet Fest or somewhere else, like those are all like our actual friends.
Oh,
you
so
know?
so corn snakes to everybody then.
No, I think Joe's exaggerating.
No, I'm saying that
We sold 89 corn snakes last year. We have about 10 friends out of that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not everyone.
No, but if we're hanging out,
Whatever. All right.
because the other things are like pet sales typically. So if it's like a real snake person who wants a corn snake, then we're probably friends already.
Okay.
I mean, you don't have to accept my
I'm
my
not,
assumption.
but that's okay.
We're friends with everybody.
Whoa, Ryan, on your last one there, Buckaroo.
Oh, you're really
Wu Tang.
you're a
Yeah.
hoe.
Hitting that hoe garden.
Wu Tang.
Garden hoe.
I've never drank this beer. I just wanted it because of the name.
I like it.
It's German.
Mhm.
It's Belgian, actually, dickhead.
Same thing, right?
No, not. One speaks French, one speaks German.
All right, fuck you. I don't know
Whoa. I don't know.
what snakes live there. Talk to me then.
Probably some generic bullshit.
Probably none. No, there's usually that little viper. Was that viper?
Are there places where 0 snakes live?
Ireland.
So then how did that guy you were telling me
Well,
about
St. Patrick, he actually exiled all of them. He told them to get out.
He walked up. He said, "You shall not pass," and stabbed his staff in the dirt.
I've
and
had enough of these goddamn snakes on my motherfucking
Well, that's
island.
definitely not his Irish
Wait,
voice.
let's-
That was pretty far
Oh.
from Irish.
Jamie Kuntz walked on that island and stabbed his staff in the ground.
I have had. I'm gonna go Boston now. I can't even go Irish.
I am so sorry.
Anyone? Can anyone go Irish? Go for it.
I'm gonna full blown shillelagh that shit.
No.
Get
No.
off my goddamn island, you fucking snakes!
Get
Get
off of my mother.
You can't. You don't have Jamaican there. Ryan's is much
Jamaican,
better.
Middle Eastern. Irish
Yeah,
person.
Ryan's is good. I can't do accents.
I
We
can
all
do
know
like
this.
top of the morning, I guess.
Go for it.
Top of the Sorry, guys.
Luck of the Irish. We clearly don't know.
You
actually.
sounded like Reptile and Chill for a second.
Yeah, shut up.
Fucking pikeys.
But so wait, what is you told me there's this guy who would hurt every country of Europe. How is that possible if there's no snakes in Ireland?
Everyone that has snakes.
Yeah, that's not fair to tell him to find a snake that doesn't fucking exist.
That's easier. When you said
That's
it,
one damn country.
I said, are you sure this is real? I mean, there has to be more, right? When I remember, I asked you, I was like, really, every country? And you're like, yeah.
That's like going out. That's like finding every snake in Antarctica.
Yeah.
Go do that.
So, I mean, there only may like be 14 in Europe that have.
Well, that's
it's not
true.
It's not a sizable achievement if it's only like 14.
Talk to that dude, okay? Apparently,
how many
took his whole fucking life doing that, and you're saying that it's really not
that hard. Shit on his achievement.
If Ireland's the only one, then yes, it's still a really big achievement. But if only half actually have snakes, it's not.
No, Ireland's like the only island on Earth where there's no snakes.
Okay. What about Luxembourg?
There's snakes there probably. There's some alpine snakes. They're just really cold and slow.
They have adders usually throughout.
See, this is
they want some money too.
When we get real big in the podcast world, I want someone like Joe Rogan has. Jamie, is that his name?
Oh, I'm sure we'll get really big with this.
You'll have a fact checker.
Yes, I want a fact checker named
There's
Jamie.
a lot of really big snake
podcasts. How about a
really
Carly? Will you take a Carly fact checking? Carly,
Carly,
are there snakes in Luxembourg? Please Google this for us.
Well, and tell me all the countries that there's not snakes in Europe. Thank you, Carly.
Can we just send over the field guide?
Way to be an asshole.
Yeah. I mean, we're probably never gonna get real big in the podcast world, but I'd love to have a Jamie one day.
Well, we are like one of 6 reptile podcasts, so
what does that achievement mean?
What does that mean? We can do this. We can put microphones on and talk into them. Yeah. That's pretty much it.
Pretty much it.
Ryan just learned today, and he's here.
Ryan
what?
He just learned how to podcast today.
I fucking learned a lot today.
Yeah, he's doing it too.
I was told you don't have to put your fucking mouth on the mic.
Yeah, yeah. Ryan started very far away from the mic, and then he went very.
He's
well, now
closer, so I got more
now
intimate.
It's different, so we're all kind of alike.
We're all just yelling now.
Sorry, guys, if you can't hear Ryan.
Well, I'm about 3 sheets to wind right now. Let's be honest here.
Let's be honest. Ryan had a 6-pack during this already, so
hell yeah,
rock on.
And the video aspect of this isn't very good because we're all just looking at each other.
You ain't lying.
We're like acting like the people over there don't exist, and the people in audio just are totally lost.
No,
you're not even talking to your pop filter. They're pissed at you.
I'm not even talking to anything. Yeah, I'm talking to the side of the mic.
We are all just hollering right now.
Sorry, guys.
Brandon said, "Ryan, take out a pine snake."
No.
Yeah, that
no,
would
not getting past
that would not end well.
I'll get a Tesla out. I want one. The one I'm looking at.
Oh,
why did I smack my own fucking beer? What's wrong with me?
So what else happened at Carpetfest?
We had a good time.
Talk about Reptile. Did you talk about Reptile?
Yes.
Oh, dang it.
Yeah, we
Okay.
did that. And
well,
then,
sorry, I was gone for an hour shipping on a snake.
Yeah.
Oops.
Sounds like business as usual, man.
Well, that's a good problem to have. Is making money.
Don't get too carried away with that.
Hush. We're trying to church it up here.
Church it up. That's a new one.
You never heard church it up?
Is that like mean make it positive?
Yes. Make it better. Church it up.
So we're saying church is better?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if church is better.
Okay. I don't want to draw any fine lines here. But if y'all don't believe in Jesus, y'all's lost. That's all. Y'all's wrong.
Is that your Kentucky accent? I'm not sure where that one's from.
No, that woman's
that's
actually,
North Carolina right there.
Yeah, she's from like the southwest corner of North Carolina though, where no one else lives. Not like Charlotte, but even
further.
Yeah, out there.
Gotcha. Oh, so this is a real person?
No. But I made it up right now, but I can imagine that's what she's doing.
Okay.
She's being judgmental as all shit right now, Melissa. Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we haven't been right with God in a long time.
Okay, snakes.
Snakes,
huh?
Snakes aren't right with God either.
Should we talk about politics next, or no?
Yeah,
let's just really pythons.
Let's really just jazz up this.
I don't think
this
so.
thing. Well,
I like
we
that.
talked about this a lot at to ourselves, but I should have talked about it to some other people.
Sex and drugs.
Yes.
That is actually kind of true.
Yeah. But we talked about how our olive and our water python will both be at breeding age next year, which is really exciting. And Joe, because he's smart sometimes, bought 2 females.
All the time.
So
Better
if
than 2
we
males.
like want to do some breeding loan things with people, we kind of have
I bet
something
you
to
someone probes it and
offer.
it's a fucking male anyway.
That would be
I'm sure
so
they're both
upsetting.
males.
Dude, you should get a male water python and make fucking hybrids.
Oh God.
Olive water hybrids. They'd be ugly as sin and bite the piss out of you, but it's so cool.
Sounds like a terrible
What
idea.
would happen though?
First off, Owen would come over here and beat you to
And
death.
burn our house
Scott
down.
Board would be about 2 hours behind him, and the next thing you know, Eric would come over. Just give it to me. Just give it to me.
Yeah, Eric would be like, "Does it look cool? Okay, that's cool." Yeah.
But well, hopefully it works out that they are both females. And it kind of gives us the upper hand in breeding loans. So it might be some exciting things here in Port City Pythons. We might actually have some python might actually have some python babies next year if we can make some water python
No, we're
friends.
definitely not having shit. I mean, even if we
Why?
did find them, water python and olive pythons are fucking hard to breed.
No, I don't want us to do it. I want us to give it to someone who knows what they're doing.
Okay, so Ryan is going to start blowing Ryan Young, the other Ryan. And he lives near him. Well, not literally, just kind of literally. And it seems like he is very able to breed these things.
We need to put a fire festival meme right there.
A fire festival.
What are you willing to do? You've never seen that?
What?
Oh, you gotta
What
watch
are we
that
talking about?
shit.
Are we talking about the fire festival happened in the Caribbean? It was a shit show?
Did you see the documentary on it?
I knew about it, but I didn't see the documentary.
Oh, you gotta see
I watched Philip DeFranco, and he talked about it, and apparently it was bad.
So at one point, I don't know if it was a CFO or someone high in the company was literally about to blow someone to get
they were like
a deal or not a deal.
They were like, no, I think it was someone politically, and they were like, you can't take this island, you can't get this location. And then someone was like, they went to the one gate, this poor dude who happened to be gay. They're like, this homeboy sucked a dick before.
Okay, I was going to use some phrasing different than that.
That was pretty straightforward.
Yeah. Very straightforward.
So if you can't tell, this is not a PG podcast, guys. Please tell your children to stop listening. Travis Weinman, don't let your daughter listen.
I heard her curse. That was
fun. She does curse,
yeah,
but
I heard
but her cursing versus what we're talking about right now is maybe a little bit different.
But basically they were like, will you do that to make this festival happen? So it's like, will Ryan do that in order to make Waters and Olives?
I like what Brandon has a mail for you in 3 years, so that involves me with not blowing anybody.
Eric has one for us in 3 years too. We want one in 1 year.
Dude, why don't you get an Appadora?
Well, no, and then Eric has very locale specific ones. So his are a level fancier than ours. So probably not good enough. And then we don't want Indo water pythons also.
Yeah, you don't want to cross
we already know who it is. We're gonna Eric Kohler. We're gonna become friends with Eric Kohler.
Well, you can't state it out loud on the radio.
I
know.
It
makes it
you stated it about Ryan Young.
Well, yeah, but that was pretty straight up sexual favor. There's no.
He would enjoy that. He would enjoy. Eric would not enjoy that at all. There's too much scruff on his face. He would not like that at all. He does not want the old taint tickler going on.
Isaiah said he ducked a sick.
Oh, what? Whoa!
That was, you still don't get it, do you?
I got it.
Okay, got it.
So is that what you said, or he was just saying that to make it less obvious?
I think he was trying to bring the blow,
Gotcha. Okay, we suck. That ruined it by me
Maybe
being confused.
Blow was a bad word for that.
No, blow was fine. Oh God, both of y'all are fucking up your beers today.
Why don't you leave us the fucking
alone, I think we're actually drunk on a podcast for the first time.
I'm not. Shoot, wait, back it up. Back it up. Well, still, it'll be exciting that we will have 6%. Wow.
All right, this guy's been drinking Michelob Ultras all week, so he's finally got a real beer. And
Are we just turning on each other right now? Are we gonna start like eating each other's faces?
Jonah is normal life. You know, you watch this. We shit on each other the whole time.
I'm gonna text with you all that. Of course I know. Y'all fucking assholes.
But the reason we started that is still okay. Maybe we won't make it next year, but maybe 2 years we might actually have some Python babies in Port City Python.
Not gonna say that, but like, okay. Well, Strip, tell you right now. Why don't you just give your shit to Owen or whoever now? Make somebody now. That way the fucking animals can get used to the room.
Because they still have I don't want to make them have it for 4 years.
And because they're females is basically why I don't want to do that.
Honestly, I would just let them get used to the fucking room and be like, all right.
But Owens already has a shit ton of olive pythons.
Yeah, he does. I forget about that.
He's not on a shortage of olives.
That dude's a weirdo.
And then all of his waters are.
He loves olives and white lips, and he's like, I must have all of them. He just lays in bed with a pile of olives and white lips, trying to bite him in the face.
Essentially, that's why he doesn't need ours. But then again, it's who. We also came through the fact that who else needs waters in general?
True. Jake
5
needs
of
waters.
us. Yeah, 5 of us.
Tell Jake to get a water python. He needs a male.
Well, I need to convince him to buy other stuff.
Okay.
Like pines or something down the road.
You can't. No.
He's got to get pines because I need people that I can trust that will breed them consistently.
But wait, we can't.
Oh no, they can't. Just kidding. I didn't say that. Everyone strike that from the record.
He can get some northern pines or some southern pines.
He can do a lot of.
Didn't you try to get some northern pines, or weren't you talking to someone?
Owen has northern pines, so we may make that happen.
That would be cool.
Which we don't need, but.
I thought you farted, but that was you with that fucking battle cap.
Fuck. Shit everywhere.
Oh God, on a normal podcast, if I had said that, you would have been so pissed at me for distracting from the conversation. But this is not a normal podcast.
It's really not.
Shit.
It's
but I was trying to.
shit
I
show.
was trying to keep it on subject with something. Oh, someone else. We have to think. Stop looking at me like that, Dad.
Yeah, all right. Your mom, 100 times over. So, well, I just made.
I'm not looking at Melissa right now.
I was about to say that's weird. You can't call us both mom and dad in this
my
thing.
son?
Yes, son.
Oh,
You're a little fucking weird, but okay.
We have to thank Jeff Frederick publicly because he made the coolest sign for our display. I want to show it, kind of.
Yeah, you can go get it if you want.
Okay, hold on. Ryan can go get it.
Yeah.
Ryan's out of beer too.
Yeah, Ryan, you can go get it.
Ryan.
Real quick.
I would say
If Ryan falls down the stairs,
I would say there's more
will it be
beer for
funny or sad? We will see.
Both. Yeah. So, if you hadn't noticed, currently we went through some things. Port City Pythons first was with chalk markers, and then we use the stickers.
You're talking about our show display.
Yeah. The stickers that you put. What do you use those for? On a poster board. But yeah, now we got this beauty. Is it backwards for everyone?
Yeah, but they get the point. But Jeff really came through on the fact that I don't know if he did this with paint markers or actual paint, but he basically did our logo exactly. Even the font is pretty
exactly the
on.
way that we do it. And he left spaces. He was like business card holders that you can connect here, which I didn't even know existed. He said you could just stick them on.
Yeah, so we're gonna put business card holders over here to put our cards on.
Which is great because normally we put our business card holders at the bottom of the display and they get knocked off all the time.
Is there a reason why it's on your forehead?
That was just the easiest way to hold it. To rest it on my forehead.
It's very heavy piece of 2x4.
Yeah, but it's awesome.
No, yeah, he really took the time out to do that, and it's amazing.
So thank you, Jeff. People, when you see us at our next show,
and people are gonna they thought our display was good, and now they're gonna shit their pants. Kind of like Ryan did earlier in the chair.
Ew.
He's not here. He can't defend himself.
But speaking of that, we might be doing a show in the next couple months here. Well, not might be. We will be, but We're still deciding like which shows we want to do this
60-year-old.
summer. Our first babies are due June 26th in 16 days.
And those are Brooks king snakes, right?
Maybe. Those might be the
those
30th.
Are something that I've never had.
Or yeah, those are 26. So
well, either way, like one of our first clutches
is in less than a month.
And it's something I've never hashed out before, which is
Justin asked what my tattoo is.
It's the one that if you look at all the crawfish pictures, Dave Kaufman's in particular, you can see that.
I haven't even seen Dave Kaufman. Oh. It's hard to show it.
Well, it's mostly because you're right in the middle of the mic there.
I don't know.
Just send him a picture later on.
It's a Queen of Hearts. But yeah, so babies coming soon, which will be exciting. And I'm happy it's summer, so I'll be home for a lot of it to halfway help out. Mostly scream. But I like how y'all both laughed.
Well, because we know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's a lot of screaming.
We saw that video that is now deleted.
Unfortunately, I wish.
Wait, you deleted the one of you with the corn snakes?
Yeah, because I got so much shit for it.
I'm so upset over that. Those were my favorite videos.
She was a little seemingly reckless on the video just because she was scared. But the thing is, like, yeah, you were dropping babies and doing all that. And, like, people, listen, let's be honest. People on YouTube for snake stuff, giant pussies about everything, right? It's like a 12-year-old who doesn't actually.
No, I just think they have just the highest expectations for YouTubers. Yeah. Like, which I guess I understand. I'm putting myself out there to be judged, but it's like they hold YouTubers up to the highest standards in the world.
Well, YouTubers are like right up there with scientists, so.
They're like right up there.
True.
Just a little beneath.
It's like PhD YouTuber with over 5,000 subs, right there.
Master's degree under that.
You talk to me about dropping it, from here to here in a bathtub. Yet someone's out there, saying corn snakes should be kept with 90-degree hotspot and bullshit like that.
Well,
and you're not calling them out. You're not calling them out, but you're calling me out.
Because they're saying it like they know what they're talking about.
Well, here's the thing. I'll tell you right now, I am nobody, and they are fucking morons.
But
I want you to find a corn snake on a 90-degree fucking hotspot in the middle of summer in goddamn Pawtucket, Georgia. Okay, let's fucking find that. I want you to go with a temp gun and spot that for me right now.
And it's like, there's good YouTubers out there, and there's bad, and I think that's easy to see to the normal person, to the everyday herb keeper, or like the person who's breeding, maybe, but to the regular pet keeper. They just look at subscriber count and they're like, well,
oh, that's a legit person.
She has 400,000, so of course she knows how to keep a corn snake.
She's got 1.2 million. She knows how to keep blood pythons.
Let me let the rabbit out. Even someone with 100,000 subscribers, even I can think of a particular person with over 1 million, and they don't know how to keep it. And that's not probably who you're thinking of, by the way.
Yeah.
But it's like a pet tuber, man, and they're talking about keeping corn snakes, and it's wrong. And imagine if keeping corn snakes is wrong, imagine what else is wrong.
Imagine stuff like green tree pythons, or like fucking blood pythons, or like fucking any kind of like monitors.
I'm gonna pour one out to all the people who took advice from pet tubers on green tree pythons.
Dude, you ain't fucking lying. You ain't. Best thing ever in my life was Justin told me to buy the book.
It teaches us.
I'm a very serious pet tuber.
It teaches us to be more strict on what we put out there.
Oh, and I say dumb shit. Don't put me up to a standard where everything.
No, I'm just saying we're just more strict about like what we put out there. Like now in our videos, we're never showing our tubs because we're just like
because tubs are murder. That is correct.
Tubs are murder.
No, but just because
at least torture.
Just because someone's always gonna say something,
yeah,
and it's just like not worth us getting pissed off.
Like, it's not like the fucking headache.
Right. So I'd rather, and that's not, at the end of the day, that's not like the purpose of the, whatever vlog or whatever episode we're doing. The purpose is, to show off a snake, or unless our purpose is actually to show a setup, then we're not going to show it. And that's fine. But like, it just teaches us.
The thing that's most frustrating is that we try our best. If it's a tub, it's got aspen in it. It's at least got a hide.
A water bowl.
For the younger ones, they have green fencing for them to climb on. Who else has that in a commercial breeding corn snake collection?
Yeah.
Let's go with no one.
Not no one.
No, but it's like they're holding you up to a standard of like someone who keeps one pet.
Well, it's like what me and you talked about earlier. That when I was like, I wanted to post that picture I was telling you about, but I was like, I knew someone was going to raise fucking hell because them snakes were in a tub, and I was like, you know,
it's not worth it.
Again, it's not.
Right,
Even though it's a person I respect a lot, and I love seeing them. I was so happy they let me in their collection. I didn't want to be able to get that.
And
shit.
It can be like the most legit motherfucker ever, but
Exactly.
since it's not someone that they know off the internet, like
exactly.
Yeah, and it's like even when you have the aspen and everything, literally someone's been like, "Wait, is that deep enough?"
Yeah, people are like, "There's not enough aspen in there."
Oh wait,
your sandy
is
chips aren't
it
deep enough.
like, oh, did you put a ruler up to your computer and measure my shit? Like, what are you talking about?
It's
You
exactly 3
you
inches.
don't-
It's 3 inches of aspen. If they don't have 3 inches, they're being neglected.
It's like, what do you?
That's
like,
a dick length for all the commenters on YouTube. Just measure out one
Fuck
dick
you,
length.
that's me, you asshole.
Stop.
This is a
Wow,
dumb
it's
isn't it?
definitely no, it's just not PG.
No,
Not
at
PG.
all.
We're gonna get comments about our cursing for this episode.
No.
Yes.
No one gets this far in the podcast giving a fuck. Meaning like, everyone who's here by now is meant to be here.
You're right. You're right.
We've weeded out people who are dickheads like that. These are just our friends who
Oh,
are here to
fuck.
hang out. So
Out, ain't
fly, throw that Len in your wine.
Fruit fly in the wine.
Just throw it down. Wu-Tang.
Got it. First try.
Yeah, so Carly's basically saying that this is the first rant in a while. It's probably because I haven't drank over 2 beers in a while.
No shit, yeah. You're welcome. High five on that shit.
I mean, when friends are over, you gotta let loose.
No, but I understand you gotta be like half-ass professional when or decent when you got important people on the shit.
Speaking of Stephen Poole, who we met this weekend.
Exactly. Steven is awesome. I was so happy.
There's Ashton.
Hell yeah, Ashton.
Oh, father-son team. By the way, I don't know if y'all saw when I was on the way back home, I commented in the chat, Steven has all the incriminating videos of everything that went down.
I'm almost positive he does.
Yeah, so
I will let people do with that information what they will.
If someone can talk Steven into posting that stuff or sending it to you, it's quite good.
I will not tell you what happened, but
It's like Vegas.
yes.
It's exactly like Vegas. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. What happens at Carpetfest stays in Carpetfest.
Okay, I get that. I thought you meant like what happened.
You think we were gambling and getting prostitutes, or what do you think? Maybe.
Bet on Eric's odds next year. I bet you won't get that snow. Come
Oh
on,
my
Snake
God.
Eyes.
Someone's gonna start playing craps next to the pool.
Scott Borden's a fucking dealer over there.
That'd be pretty funny. But yeah,
I felt like you were going somewhere with that.
and it lost my head. I
Derailed.
mean, it
Derailed.
went right out of my head.
So we talked about Jake not getting to us, but we didn't explain the fact that Justin was looking for Jake, and he was in the Carpetfest group.
He was.
Yeah, and he was like, does anyone know if Jake's alive? He's like, all I got was this picture, and it's Jake under the table flipping off. I believe it was Ryan.
It was me. He was flipping me off because Jacob was passed out under a table,
And you took a
asleep,
picture.
like Melissa said, and I was like, well, I didn't start. Ian Bassell started taking pictures, and I just was like, when in Rome, let's go on and do this.
I feel like Ian needs to be like Carpetfest historian, or just like life life historian, because I think Ian takes more pictures than anyone else.
Ian has probably the most incriminating evidence of anybody.
But we just don't know. But yeah, he might. I don't know. He does it sneakily.
He's always just standing in the background, like
Sneakily
quietly passing by.
taking a
And I
picture.
feel bad for like not mentioning him earlier because it was great seeing him, but I feel like we see him.
Well,
at
I
every
mean, right?
Carpetfest
No,
show, yeah.
That's what we've seen Ian a lot, and I'm very thankful for that, and I'm thankful for our friendship. It
But
just
I feel bad that I didn't say anything so far, but it was awesome seeing Ian because it feels like, it's weird. It feels like he's one of our Dallas crew, but it's only because he showed up.
it's because Ian's got them points and
The
flies
freaking flyer miles.
Yeah, it doesn't matter where in the country you are.
Ian will be there.
Yeah.
And so it's like we see him at all the big Dallas events and now all the big Philly events. And then I'm sure we'll see him.
Ian to be there.
Yeah. And I'm sure I'll see him at Tinley in October again.
I don't know if Ian goes to Tinley. Oh,
I bet you he will. He was last year. I bet you he will.
But Eric and Owen won't go. So is he going to go again?
Oh, snap.
Womp womp
Oh,
womp.
snap.
I don't know. Are we enough for you, Ian? Except I don't know
No,
because
I think he's going
Ian also
to.
doesn't listen. He hasn't listened to our podcast recently, so he probably won't listen to
Oh
this.
my god!
That's
What?
Excuse me. That's son of a bitch.
I know.
What?
I know. Thanks, Ian. You know, we've just had you on twice. No big. Just kidding.
One of the only twofers.
I know.
Riley's a twofer.
Is Riley just 2? I thought he was 3 times or something like that.
Riley's a
Could be.
twofer. Ian's a twofer. Is that it?
Yeah, we've been having. We should have had Eric or Owen on tonight if we were.
Oh,
should
I'm
have.
sorry. Who suggested that
Well,
idea?
you're smarter, but also.
But then, no, your
the
response.
Pineys got to it before.
Your response was good.
Pikeys, not Pineys.
Pikeys?
Yeah, I don't know why he was
Those
calling
are
them
people from the Pine
Pineys.
Barrens in New
I was-
Jersey.
Pineys, gotcha.
So you got Pineys over there in Iraq, and they're both handle
But when I suggested it, you were like, "Yeah, but they're probably going to talk about it on their show the next night." And I was like, "True.
Yeah, they're gonna
I wouldn't want to
post it.
rob them or just copy them, you know." So we didn't end up doing it. But
that's why we record on Monday, so we can get
So we
out the
can beat them?
post-Carpetfest right before.
But then at the same time, they only had Eric on, so I was like, "Dang, we probably should have had Owen on."
Ooh.
So they could competing post Carpetfest Monday
Ooh.
episodes, but
That would have been fun. Having Owen on is fun.
it's always fun.
Owen could have been a twofer. What? And you wasted it on me.
No, Owen needs
You
to be
wasted it on
a
me.
twofer. We had him on a long time ago.
Very long time before I even knew who he was or like anything about him.
Owen's still
We
one of
had
my
him
favorite
on.
interviews from you guys.
That's funny because she probably knew nothing about either of them.
Not really.
And now it's
Yeah.
like, you've been to
No.
both of their places.
He's my Outback Owen.
Oh, back Owen.
So yeah, we definitely should have had him on, but
So impolite.
poor planning. Next
By
year.
the way, Owen in a former life was a zoo guy who liked to present under the, what do you call that? Alias, maybe?
Pseudonym.
The pseudonym.
Outback Owen. Even though he's never been to the Outback, although he will be going this year into his
Yes.
natural habitat. I'm excited for him.
Oh
But
my
we should
gosh.
we need to have him on. We need to have most of the people that we did the first time on again so that we don't suck.
So they
bad.
can see how much I've grown.
We should not drink as much as we did tonight.
Bullshit. Those are the best ones.
And then in the beginning,
The first 30 episodes are gold.
even like Bill Stiegel's episode,
Need to
shit faced at the end.
Ryan
Tony
Sullivan.
Drones, you were shit faced.
Tony Jerome's a little drunk at the end. The
Half of the ones with
Evan episode.
Half of the ones with
Did
Evan.
you
Evan's a twofer. Evan's a
Evan's like a
Forfer.
forfer.
Let's go to foursome. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
You need to fly Evan up here.
I know.
Imagine
Well,
that.
okay.
He-
So we'll
Tell
talk-
Ian to
never
share
mind.
his frequent flyer
Never
miles with
mind.
Evan.
With Evan, or get Evan to Tinley. Let's start a
I don't
GoFundMe.
know if
Till
Evan's
get
ever
it.
been to Tinley.
I'll
I
throw
don't
up
think he
$30
has.
for Evan to get to
Get
Tinley.
Evan to Tinley, or really get Ice Cube to Tinley.
We're gonna start a GoFundMe right now.
Ice Cube to
Do
Tinley.
you do not want to
Let's
pick
do
him up
it.
at Tinley.
Have I told you that you can subscribe to our Patreon? All the money will go to
Yes.
getting Evan to
Thank you
Tinley.
to our most recent. Well, you were joking, but I'm serious. Thank you to our most recent. What do you call them?
Patron?
Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe
Sorry, my brain is saying like Patrainer.
Patron?
Patrina?
He's your personal trainer, your Patrina.
Patrainer. I don't know. Patroner. I don't know what my brain is saying.
Patroner.
Travis Pastrana, got it. Okay. My God.
Patron. Yes, thank you to our most recent patrons. And Justin says the three of us better be at Southeast next year.
I will
Don't
go on
get
and say
carried
yes.
away, but we will. Where will
Are Cody and Pia gonna host it again next
if
year?
it's at Cody
Probably.
and Pia's, we have to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Shout out to Southwest Carpet Fest, July 27th. Brandon, are you going? Earlier I was reading he's talking about a Midwest one, right? But you're in California.
Midwest is Tinley.
So why wouldn't you go to Southwest?
And what's weird is that the Southeast now seems to be pretty far north. Even for Brandon, he's probably got a little bit to go to Cusco's. It's at Cusco's.
Southwest.
Right? Southwest. Oh, fuck. Southwest, sorry.
Yeah, Southwest is North Cali, is what you're saying.
Is that Brian
Gotcha.
Cusco's house? And shoot out the address. You got it.
Bumfuck Egypt.
Okay,
I love
see you
that.
in
I
Egypt.
fucking love that.
The aliens made the pyramids. You heard it here first, people.
Yeah,
God damn it, yes.
but Brandon's not going. So yeah, maybe because Brandon's super South Cali and it's a North Cali thing?
Well, it's like
We should say that that's not Brandon.
It's
Wheeler,
like
'cause
farthest
people
away
probably
from
assume-
everybody, isn't it? Apparently, because I heard even Riley's like, it's a hop, skip, and a jump from him.
Well, yeah, Brian said that if you fly into this airport, it's 2 hours. If you fly into that airport, it's 2 hours. So it seems like it's pretty far out there. But for those folks in California, it's a hell of a place to go check out because obviously you're hanging out with Brian Cusco, and then maybe you have a Nick Mutton hanging out.
Yo,
And
we'll
a
have
Brandon
Garrett
Wheeler.
Hart will be there.
Brandon Wheeler, Steven Katz. Yeah.
We'll put a question mark on that one.
All the cool Cali folks, let's say that.
All the cool Cali folks. But yes, it's about that time, friends.
Already?
What are you trying to say? We started.
What
late.
do you
started
mean?
late.
What am I
We
trying
started
to?
late.
You left us early.
What time did you guys start?
It doesn't matter.
Why are you talking so soft right now? It's actually offending me.
Well, your mic is barely picking up.
I don't know, because when I don't want to yell, it's over. I want to quietly and politely say, except
Stephen Poole says a geographic anomaly. It's 2 hours away from everywhere.
It really
makes
is.
where's Carly with our facts though? Before we end this,
She
Carly-
is
lost internet
lacking.
reception. Sorry, they'll catch him next.
Brandon
Can't
wants me to
have-
take out a
can't
pine
have
snake, and
a-
that's a bad idea.
can't have a fact
You
checker.
can take him out.
This is
Let's
No.
take out one. We'll take out one. I'll get
I'll
the
let-
hook.
no
Get
one's
the hook.
holding it though, right?
Keep on talking. You guys keep
No,
on
I'm just gonna
talking.
move the
I'm
camera
sorry,
around here.
Dixie.
Turn the light on.
Oh.
We're gonna cut this out for the audio.
No, you aren't. Don't lie to us.
Ugh.
Well, this isn't fun.
I have to pee. You follow me?
I was like, wait, where are you going? I thought you were taking out a
No,
pie
I gotta-
snake.
I guess I'm gonna take out a pine
Oh my
snake.
gosh.
I'm gonna pull out all of Python first.
Oh, there's Ryan's bed.
Where is my bed?
This is great. this is exactly what the people
Well,
want.
talking.
I feel like we're on an episode of Room Raiders.
Do not take out the black one.
Don't take out the
Do
black
not.
light.
Where the fuck's the snake hook at?
You just got it.
Get the stick.
This is weird.
Oh, this is so bad.
This one's the one that will randomly launch out at me.
Oh, that's good.
But I mean, I think he's good now that this is. I thought you were gonna keep on going for the audio version.
No, I said we're gonna cut this out for the audio version.
Oh, really?
See this, guys? This is 6 inches of aspen. There you go. I used mine to measure.
It's
this
also
one.
awkward because it's like right at y'all's crotch
It really
area.
is.
Look, hi. Hi. Hi.
Oh, that's a grumpy pine snake.
Oh, I missed you taking it out because I was on Dixie.
That's a grumpy pine snake.
Ah!
I'm trying to get the other hand because he's good.
Oh, he's good?
Well,
Come
he's
on.
being good right now. Oh, he's starting to not be good.
Dixie, going back. Going back, Dix.
Huh?
Oh, it's hissing.
Don't get closer to me!
Give me the camera. Dixie, come on. Let's get it.
So this here is a Louisiana pine snake, and he's a real sweetheart.
They are very nice.
He really.
Dixie.
When I open the tub, he launches out of my face, but he's good now. Once you get him up, he's pretty good. The other ones,
Not so much.
not so much. But as you can see, I mean, I wonder what will happen.
Oh, that's hissing.
Ryan, you're doing real great filming right now.
I don't even think he's looking at where he's filming.
I'm trying to, but at the same time, I'm trying to make sure a pine snake is gonna fly in my face.
This is the calmest I've ever seen them be.
He's not even really musking that bad.
Usually they are psycho.
So you can see there's a little musk coming out there.
Room Raiders, black light, black light.
Yeah, you're gonna need a black like that.
You're gonna get black like that.
Talk loud because you know the mic is over here, by the way.
Alright. I don't even know what I'm talking about. We
This is totally shenanigans right now.
Yeah, it's not good. Yeah, cool snake. I don't want to torture him, but
Joe keeps in tubs. He's a fucking monster.
you got it. I mean, this is an animal that lives in a burrow, so I gave him a burrow to live in. I don't know if that makes you a bad person.
Dude, now we gotta
But, it may. We may see.
I don't want this back with me.
You don't want that.
Okay.
There, enjoy that.
If you were wondering, we still have some kings available, and a creamsicle. And if you
Hey, I
tell
forgot-
me on Monday that you're gonna pay me on Thursday,
That's
I'm
what they
gonna
must.
say fuck you
Straight up.
because I'm tired of that happening.
No, I mean, what you want to do as a buyer is you want to ask, what's it eating, what time, what's its weight, how long is it? I want 3 different pictures. I want to see the belly, and then give you money. And
No. Don't give me money. Tell me
Yeah.
you're going to give me money on Friday,
Yeah.
and then say nothing.
And then
I do
even
nothing.
you may come around on Friday. If you come around on Friday, you give me the money on Friday, and then you find a snake on Craigslist cheaper.
That's specific.
Is that too specific?
That's
Oh,
too specific.
That's so
Stop.
upsetting.
that sucks.
Stop.
Oh no.
Stop. That's too specific.
And do your research. Do all of if you think for a second that you're like, oh, I'm not quite sure. You are in 2019. You have every resource available. You have podcasts, you have videos, you even have books and care sheets. Read every bit of that and then say, yeah,
and
I
then
want that.
still ask me
Consult
every question.
Google.com.
But yeah, so if you do all those things and you want a king snake, we have some albino Cali Kings, and we have a creamsicle hybrid.
Oh, snap.
and,
Satan.
Dirty
And
hybrids.
we have t-shirts as always, which neither of us are wearing.
How did we ruin this room within the last 5 minutes?
Rune.
Dude, the picture is crooked.
That's
There's
where
a
his
bed
Picture's
right
a
there.
little
That's where
crooked.
his accent comes out. He says rune.
Ruin?
He says, how do we ruin this
You
room?
ruined everything.
You ruined
Room
this
is
room.
a thing, yeah.
It's just the bed got pushed over, but shit. Now we don't have Carpet Fest. So Southwest Carpet Fest, we have t-shirts, we have springtails, we have sphagnum moss.
What?
Wow.
Too much?
Yeah.
Hey, no.
Just the right
We should
amount.
be at some shows in the Northeast area in late July, starting late July, early August.
Now that we're feeling all loosey-goosey, we should handle some more snakes.
Yeah, I like that
That's
idea.
a bad idea.
Water python in shed coming up.
Stop. I'll do
Look
the
at corn
olive,
snakes.
but we took the olive out last time.
Yeah, but that's she's pretty run of the mill.
Well, we're gonna lose the test.
Listen, the pine snake was pushing it. Let's be honest.
That was next
The
level.
pine
I
snake
thought
was
I would
pushing
get
it.
tagged if I tried to record it.
Immediately. Okay, great outro, guys. As always, catch us on Port City Pythons on Instagram, Port City Pythons
So
on
can't keep doing this.
Facebook, PortCityPythons.com, ThePortCityPythons@gmail.com.
Oh, Brandon's
Patreon.
saying Melissa hold the olive, which is hilarious because I don't know if you would hold the olive.
I've held the olive a million times.
Go take it out of the tub. Here you go, Brandon.
No, take it
No,
over
just
there.
leave it on. Just leave it on. Don't even have to move it.
Okay.
I just don't remember where she is.
I mean, yeah, I don't
Hopefully
want
it's not
to.
a jungle.
I don't want to make a pet tuber moment and show you actually picking up the
That's
olive.
not an olive.
How much editing am I gonna have to do this podcast?
Oh, a whole
No, you
bunch.
just chop off the end.
Okay, yeah, let's just chop things off. That's inconvenient. Okay. Yeah. That happened.
Wow, you were so good at that.
Pretty flawless. Pretty flawless. Keep in mind the olive python is cool, but it's still
She's weighty.
still an animal with a giant food response.
Okay, I don't like that.
So if you don't know, she's like, what do you think? She's pushing like 5 feet now, 4
Oh,
feet.
every bit of it.
She's not that long, or she doesn't feel that long. She's just heavy. Like she's
She's
bulky.
getting some, yeah.
She's
This is like
bulky.
exactly though the body type. If you get them too big, for whatever reason, females don't seem to do good. Even though Australians seem to power feed their olives and they do just fine, but the guys in the U.S. keep them pretty lean.
Brandon said, "Look how far she's come."
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I always knew that. I mean, obviously, you expect the snake to get bigger, right? But I mean,
she's talking about me.
oh, I was talking about the snake. I'm more worried about the snake's progression.
She said, "Bitch, she's talking about me." Oh,
Yeah, you,
I assume he said
He was talking about you
me.
100%. I wasn't gonna
sure,
say
let's go with
anything.
that. You've come a long, long way.
You used to be scared of the corn snakes. Now you're handling an olive python.
That's not true. She would still be scared of most of the corn snakes.
This little snakes.
The
Not the
olive
corns.
python's good.
Not the corns.
I can show you some.
Some of the babies.
What
Oh
about
no, not the corns, but like the rats.
What about the Texas rat?
I don't touch the rats.
Listen, we're not even touching the rats.
I don't touch the baby
We don't do that
kings
anymore.
No,
I don't
No
like-
more.
we quit.
Yeah, I'm not trying to get
Give us
bit,
the
or
hell
I'm not trying to lose a
So,
snake and have that
Isaiah,
on
that-
my hands.
That olive is about 3 years old, a little under 3 years old. So should be get
Really?
to like 10, 11 feet.
Sorry, Dixie's just cracking me up right now. Oh, this is getting.
I feel like we're
weird
on
now.
like candid camera,
No, we're
like
on
reality.
Roommaters.
We
show
are
type of
straight
shit.
up on Omegle right now.
On what?
You don't know.
Is this chat roulette right now?
Oh, I tried to explain that to like one of my
Oh,
coworkers
no.
who's like who's older than chat.
Above. She's above random dick swipes on chat roulette.
No,
Yeah.
that's Dick.
Oh god, I can't believe we ever did chat and I can't talk.
So you did chat roulette too.
Yeah,
all
I mean, it was
did.
mostly a guy thing to see bubbies, but I mean, I guess you did it too.
Everyone did, but it wasn't like
Bobs.
girls would never do it alone. It was like at a sleepover with like 4 of them. You're like, hee, let's go.
I can't wait till someone asks me to see my boobies.
No,
That's exactly what happens
no.
every time.
That happened to me a few times.
We actually ended up like we met these random group of guys who were our age.
ASL.
And we-
Motherfucker right here.
We all like became friends on Facebook and everything. Like,
Yeah, that's
was
weird. That's how
weird.
you get skinned alive. But
okay.
okay, let's go with that.
But yeah, chat roulette was the grossest invention in the world and should have never been a thing.
You know, remember when I made that? I made a commercial for an off-brand chat roulette, like a modern chat roulette.
What?
Yeah,
No.
it's this app called Azar. It's like a communication app, and it's mostly used by Middle Eastern men to jerk off. And
Please
it's
stop.
basically
Please
it works the
stop.
same way as chat roulette.
Oh no.
But
And
yeah,
in the
it's
commercial,
gross.
they were like, the lady was trying to insinuate with me really hard to get attractive females to make basically a commercial that would make guys want to find attractive females on the app. It didn't turn out that way.
No.
I definitely picked the opposite, and then we just
Picked our friends.
yeah, and then I didn't get hired back, but the check cleared. So
Yeah. It
Well,
was
that's
a
all that
nice
matters.
little commercial.
yeah. So if you guys want to look up Azar commercial, you can find my
Yeah,
commercial
but it
for
was
that.
like awkward because Joe had me in it, and so we had to play it. So we found each other in the thing. So I just had to keep skipping through these creepy people to like find Joe to like film us. Yeah, it's weird.
Brandon said, "Tell us the story of how you met again."
Why do you want to hear it again?
Well, it also in a pub.
I feel like
called
he's just being a
McLaren's.
smartass. He's not actually.
Nobody needs to hear
That's
that
a good
again.
reference, though.
I know you got
That is
that.
a good reference.
I feel like oh yes, duh.
Don't tell me you
It's
don't.
him.
What?
How I Met Your Mother. It's
Oh, you don't call it him?
No, I do not.
True. How I Met Your Mother
zero
fans
people,
call it
but
No
you
one.
know,
Me and my friends are the hardest hardcore
But it's
fans.
such a long phrase. So
yeah,
you
because
say
you were some
him.
hardcore motherfuckers.
So you
about that
say
shit.
him.
How I Met Your Mother. It sounds good when you say it. But,
Him.
That sounds like an ancient ruined curse.
Okay.
Himyum. Oh.
Him.
We got any other Hemyum watchers out there? See?
Anybody else watch
Are
that
we
show?
showing our age? Is that a thing? Like people on YouTube are like 14 and don't know what that is.
I hope most people watching this are not 14.
Brandon's 16, right? Right, Brandon?
I thought Carly was 12.
No, she's
Carly's
14.
Remember, she goes up. Carly accidentally says that she's older than she
Oh,
is.
that's right. Yeah, Carly's
Carly
45.
goes up. Yeah, she's 45.
She's on, yeah.
Carly's old as shit.
That's
her
why
and-
she can't get our facts.
her and her
she
snake
doesn't know
merch.
how to work the internet. I'm just joking. I love her.
Poor Carly.
Let's end this.
Are you sure?
Yes,
Like
I have a life.
100% Sure. You have a life?
Bullshit.
Haven't seen it.
Well, you're in it, so that doesn't really make any sense.
You ever get the idea, like, is this real life?
Oh, okay. Goodbye, guys. Goodbye. For real. Done.
Carly said she's 28.
Okay, bye.